Bad cover. It's not too warm. It's not too cold. And hopefully a spectacular contest in the final shaping top 3 decided today between the Myrtleford Alpine Saints and the Wangaratta Rovers. My name is Blake Pender-Escott. Welcome to those tuning in on the live stream as well via O&M Snapprint Solutions TV. You got Benny Tallarico for the Wangaratta Pump Shop today and Avis Wangaratta, and also David Dawson-Wink on the 40-wing stat sheet. We'll go to you, Winky. Who are we taking a look at today, please, on that stat sheet for Myrtleford and for the Wang Rovers?
So a bit of a different one for Myrtleford with a few guys out. So Jackson East, Joshy Maraka, who's had a really good year, Riley Smith, and then Matty Muncher-Munro. Hopefully see him through the middle a little bit more today with a couple of guys missing. And then for the Rovers, Mitch Hardy, Charlie Thompson, Sam Murray. It'll be interesting to see if he plays a full game today coming back from that hamstring. Sam Catapan and the Morris medalist from last year, Lockie O'Brien.
Where do you think this game will be won and lost, Benny?
Oh, I reckon it's easy to say on ball, but for me, it's the forward line. I'm keen to see both forward line. Riley Sharp's been in a really rich reign of form in terms of hitting the scoreboard. So I'd say Jace McQuaid's probably the likely matchup for him. On the other end, Will Christie's been really impressive this year, hitting the scoreboard. Like we touched on, no Nathan Cooper. So I could see, Will Christie. One that I think could have a big day today is Oscar Cleland from the Rovers. I could easily see him bobbing up and kicking 3 or 4. And I think for Myrtleford, I don't think we've seen the absolute best of him, but I think he's capable of bobbing up and kicking 3+. Is Jake Truant, who's come across from Gupna, if I'm correct. Yeah, been impressed with Jake and how he covers the ground and tends to bob up in dangerous areas. So just watching before as well with the toss, Myrtleford won the toss and they're going to be kicking to the town end today. So it'll be really good. But the forward half for me is what I'll be watching closely.
I think so too, Benny. I think it's a good point. Both sides have had their struggles scoring in recent times. Yes, Myrtleford kicked 107 points last week and got back to winning ways. But at this ground a fortnight ago against North Albury, they were held to 52 points. We know the Rovers kicked inaccurately last week against Yarrawonga. They kicked 10-20, only held to 80. A couple of weeks prior, they kicked 40 points against the Albury Tigers. So whoever's forward line can fire, I think we'll get on top today. Winky, who do you think wins and why, my friend?
I think the Rovers are going to get it done in the midfield. With a couple of guys out in Asher McPherson and Simon Curtis, they're lacking a little bit of depth through the midfield, in my opinion, the Myrtleford blokes. We spoke about it sort of all year. If if Jackson East plays for GWS, their midfield looks thin. Well, today they're missing a couple of guys against the best midfield in the competition.
So, Wang Rovers for you, Winky?
Yeah, Rovers for me by 5 goals.
Benny Tell?
Yeah, look, I've tipped Myrtleford. Not having no Curtis hurts, but I'm still going to stick with them. I reckon they can win in a close one. I reckon it'll be within a couple of goals or so I'm going to stick with the Saints. Yeah,
I'm going to stick with the Saints too. I think they're going to get back to winning ways here, a real point to prove. And I like them at this venue in saying that they have lost 3 of their last 4. So Myrtleford for me, but I hope it is an absolute ball terror here in perfect conditions for footy. A good crowd here at the McNamara Reserve as well. It's a pretty simple equation for both sides. Myrtleford win, top 3 secured. Rovers win and hope for a Dogs win, and the minor premiership is theirs. We're underway here for A-grade Alls and Batteries in the opening quarter. Maraka with clean hands, shoveled it out to the left of the square. Harrington around the corner. Sam Murray has parked himself at half back, so that is one to watch. Good disposal, finds Ed Damon at true centre half back. He can give it back to Murray, decides not to. Sam Catapan is on his lonesome out here on the wing. That's where he went to go, but Jackson East smothered the footy, and Myrtleford alive inside forward 50. He was gang tackled. Quick hands from Thompson on to Damon, tried to burrow through a Mitchy Dell Bosco tackle. He's got the clean shave head. Mitchy Dell, he's gone the skin fade. I like it. Maraka at half forward. Lowers the eyes. Thomason in the Dukes. Up high. Highest point. Great mark in front of Charles Ledger, and he'll line up directly in front, 30 out.
That was a fantastic mark on the lead then, mate. That was fantastic. This kid's got serious talent. We know the goals that he kicked at Bright has dominated the Aberdeen King for a long time, and I think a lot of people at Myrtleford were happy that he's come in and taken the next step to progress his football. So, yeah, that was a beautiful set of mitts. One grab on the lead, full tilt. That's what you like to see from your young forward coming out of the square wing.
18 goals for the season, 3 last week against the Dogs. And as you mentioned then, Benny Tell, 116 for Bright in 2025, if you don't mind. Cooper Thomason for the first sausage roll today comes in. I don't reckon he's going to make the journey.
Talked him up too much.
I have. That's been marked on the goal line by Sam Murray. He goes short, back pocket, Tom Boyd. course, Team of the Year centre-half back in 2024. Just looks at home in defence. He goes short to Mitch Hardy. What's he averaging in 2026, Winky?
Mitch Hardy, 33 disposals.
Wouldn't mind averaging 33 in my whole career.
I don't
Sam
reckon
Murray.
you had 33 in your career.
I don't reckon I've had that accumulative in my career. Stewie Booth down the wing. Dribbling ball finds Diesel Beatty for Myrtleford. This one's going to trickle out the back of the contest. Pethbridge worried out of it. We'll have a boundary thrown at half forward here for the Wangaratta Rovers. No score. We've gone 2 minutes for Club My Whaler opening term.
Yeah, one thing I noticed, obviously Sam Murray is starting on half back. That first centre bounce, he was actually on his own, unmarked, because the half forward rolled up to the wing. So that'll be one to watch. I think Myrtleford won't want to let Sam have a lot of his own ball.
So I wonder who Regan Gorman is playing on then. It looks like he's gone to half back. I wonder if he's tried to maybe find Murray and couldn't find him as the Rovers go inside forward 50. Lockie O'Brien will the ball sit for him and gather. Drop punt, settles himself, misses to the near side. 1- score for the Wangaratta Rovers. That looked a little bit too easy. One behind, playing nothing. 2.5 minutes gone Club My Whaler on the Macca scoreboard.
And like we touched on the pre-game, I think we were talking about both the forward halves, but I think it's a team that's going to be able to kick accurately too, Wink.
Well, that kick in was poor. Myrtleford have almost turned it over. There's a free kick for Will Christie here on the half-forward flank. Scoreboard side, lowers the eyes and finds Charlie Thompson. Someone's broken into a car out there on the far side. Catch that little bugger. There's a car horn now. It's silent. It's Kyle and Charlie Thompson will line up in front of the scoreboard. Only a couple of metres in from the boundary here, Benny.
Yeah, it's going to take his best here, but their mids are working really, really hard. It seems whenever they want to come inboard, the mids are rocking up. So Mert's mids probably just have to be a little bit more aware and making sure that they're following their man deep into attacking 50.
Averaging 33 disposals as well this year and 17 contested disposals, if you don't mind, for Charlie Thompson. He plays on, arcs around, tries to get the journey. It's a high ball. It's going to land just outside the goal square. Pethbridge got a lot of that football. Should have been paid the mark. Oh, the spin from Lockie O'Brien was sensational. Didn't have a ping on the sticks. McMonigal tackled by Miotto and holding the ball.
Jeez, did he even take possession there?
Not sure, but they are on. A free kick to Myrtleford deep in defence. He goes out wide, broadcast side to Calvin. He's going to go down the line with an overlap hand pass to Harrington. Left foot kick is a beauty. No. Just out of bounds on the full in front of the Rovers bench, and Sam Murray is the recipient of this free kick. How many for him, Winky, in the first quarter already?
Number 3, but it has not had a Myrtleford play go anywhere near him yet.
He's turned it over, though. Oh, Ferguson front and centre, couldn't mark for the Saints. Calvin wants the boundary line. Rovers don't want it to go out. Philo tries to keep it in. Clever. They retreat. O'Brien goes back about 15 metres. Murray, look at that corridor kick. It is a beauty. Finds Charles Ledger in the centre square. He likes the lead into the pocket. Out the back, McMonigal, will the ball sit for him? It won't. Getting back in the hole was Truant for the Saints. McMonigal lost his footing. Now he's in trouble.
Oh.
Regan Gorman has given away a high, has he?
Yeah.
He has. And Harry McMonigal will have a shot on goal. He points to the sticks. He's going to give the hands off here to Mitch Hardy, who gets around Gorman on the mark, and then good pressure applied on him from the Saints. Gives it back to McMonigal, goes towards McCarthy on the lead. Pethbridge with the spoil. Booth went with the don't argue. Yep. Bang! Holding the ball. Free kick to Myrtleford in the back pocket.
Yeah, Mert's tackling's been really, really good to start this game, putting the Rovers under plenty of pressure, and they're just got to try and find a way to move the football a little bit better.
5 minutes gone for Club My Whaler. One behind to the Rovers. Myrtleford yet to score, yet to really go inside 50. Tommy Boyd regathers here for the Rovers. Dribbling ball inside forward 50. It runs all the way through for 1- score. The Rovers 2, Myrtleford 0. 5 gone. Here's Benny Tell for Overs Wangaratta.
Yeah, we saw how good Sam Murray then was switching the ball inside. That's where Cooper Thomason has to be a little bit stronger on his defensive side. That was his man that crept up in the centre of the ground. So you always got to be accountable of your opponent in the L&M.
The kick in once again was a little shallow for Myrtleford, and Lockie O'Brien fisted across the chalk for a boundary throw in. Still 55 around from the Rovers goal. Inside 50 numbers in the opening quarter already, Winky.
4-2 the Rovers way.
We've gone 5 minutes, make it 6. Opening quarter for A-grade oars and batteries. The Rovers with 2 behinds. Myrtleford yet to score, only twice inside forward 50. East got a high tackle, yep. Low centre of gravity for the Morris medalist. Won himself a high free kick. Goes really short, all about 12 metres. Finds Harrington at half back. Lead comes from Booker. Turned it over. And Lockie O'Brien marks on centre wing for the Rovers. He's got an option in front of him. He turns it over.
Got it back.
Ping pong. And now Harrington marks at half back for the Saints.
Yeah, no, Damo started really well. Gives plenty of leg speed out of the back half for Myrtleford, so he's a player that they always like to get the ball in his hands.
He's the former Rover, Regan Gorman, who crossed midway through this year to the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. He goes back and retreats a fair way to Calvin. Del Bosco marks deep in defence, and they're going to try and open up the far wing here, the scoreboard side. Sharp has it, Brady in the deep right back pocket. Del Bosco keeps running, and he's got it about 20 metres in front of where Brady Sharp just marked. Bit of possession footy here for Myrtleford as they try to switch, but the Rovers have covered it, Benny.
No, they're defending the ground really, really well here, and Myrtleford are taking their time trying to find that short one that can open the corridor, but Rovers are set up really, really well.
Exiting kick has been marked by Gorman. He did get the first two hands to it, Regan Gorman.
Oh.
He got the first two hands to that. Martin, play the man in front. Right decision. He's got the ball at half back here for Myrtleford. Called the play on. High one down the line to a big pack of players. A 1-on-3. Smith's given away a high free kick. Yep, it's a free kick to Tom Boyd. So forward territory to the brown and gold, Benny. They are locking the ball in their forward half.
Yeah, they certainly are. Myrtleford just can't seem to get any drive off their half back line. They've got to try and take territory whilst possessing the football.
Boyd goes high inside 50. Oh, Pethbridge, what a mark that is. A Mawson's concrete mark of the day. Intercepting for Myrtleford in the left back pocket. He's called to play on, didn't really go off his line. Hugs the boundary line. Smith presents and marks. Good mark by the big guy. So we're yet to have a goal in this game. We've played 8 minutes for Club Mile Whaler opening quarter. Rovers with the two behinds. Winky, what can you give us in the first quarter for 40 Winks?
Well, this game is not very entertaining so far, Blake.
Well,
that's about all I can give you.
You weren't at the WJ Finlay Oval last week. And if it can't be, it cannot be worse than that. It just can't. That was the worst game of football I've ever seen. Lockie McCartney has given away a front-on contact free kick to big Riley Smith, who set himself in the hole at half-back. Clubroom side of the McNamara Reserve. Sun really peeking through now. A glorious day for footy. Calvin has it in the defensive 50, and they're going to try and switch again. Jake Sharp's been called to play on. Has to get rid of it in a hurry. Kick has to be perfect. It isn't. Can the Rovers hurt him on the rebound here? Mick Monagle shovels it back to Schulte. Snapping on the run and goaling. Hurting the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Schulte with a clever snap, and the Rovers strike first. 1-2-8 to the Saints, yet to score for Maccas.
It was all off the back of just really good positioning around the ground. Myrtleford are a team that always want to try and chip the football around, high possession, high uncontested mark, but Rovers are just not giving that to them today, and they're struggling to move the football out of D50. And that was a great bit of play then by young Noah Schulte. Read the football lovely, and a nice snap on the run from about 35 to kick the first score of the day. So, yeah, Rovers just dominating territory at the moment, Wink, and that was a great reward for effort then. Yeah,
they're just defending the ground so well, and Simon Curtis not being able to kick that ball out of the defensive 50 for the Saints is really hurting early in this game.
Yeah, Jake Sharp kick just had a bit too much pepper on it, and the Rovers pounced back in the middle. Have to say, with the balance of play, they deserved that opening goal, Benny T.
Agreed, yep, definitely.
Benny for Avis Wangaratta today, Winky on the 40-wing stat sheet, and Murray racking up more intercept possessions at half-back here for the Rovers. They just can't allow him to have no opponent. He's going to try and switch this footy. He does. It's been marked by Brodie Paul out on the scoreboard side. Chips it to Mitch Hardy in front of the netball courts. He's going to hug the boundary line. Lead applied here from Cleland, who actually didn't try and mark the ball. He just allowed the footy to hit his feet. Strange. Murray with another one. Penetrating kick to half forward. Mick Monagle, front and centre. Regathers, goes by hand to O'Brien. The lead comes from McCarthy. That's where the footy goes. Gut running from Alex McCarthy. He's marked tight up against the boundary in front of the scoreboard. But this man can kick goals like this, Benny.
Yeah, we spoke about it before. It's the midfielders. That's what makes a good midfielder. Someone that can push hard forward and be an option inside forward 50. And so far, the mids are doing that. Charlie Thompson had the first shot of the game. So, no, it was great gut running by Alex.
Yeah, Alex McCarthy's kicked 12 goals for the year, but loves these ones around the corner.
He does. He's gone the drop punt, and I reckon he snuck it home. Right hand in the air. He's celebrating. A great finish from a fantastic footballer. The Rovers have two, and Myrtleford have not blinked in the opening quarter.
Yeah, they can't seem to get their ball movement going at the moment. I think they really just need to try and get a bit more possession. Clearly, Sam's playing off half back, No one is playing on him, so that might be a change that Myrtleford need to make, because you can't let a player of his quality just go unmanned and just dictate the game. And so far, how many disposals is he up to at the moment, Wink?
He's had 6 touches on the 40-wing stat sheet, but he has not had anyone go anywhere near him. I reckon 4 of those have just been out and been kicked back to him, and he's been able to kick it across the field.
Back in the middle here at the McNamara Reserve. So the Rovers with 2 here in the opening quarter. Good mark at half-back here by Boyd, intercepting. He goes out wide. He's just missed Ed Damon, who went to ground, and Gribben approaches to Sharon. Pops it over the top towards Banks. Hand pass didn't go to his advantage. Gribben applies pressure, but Thompson regathers here for the Rovers. Goes to McCarthy. High up and under the half forward. Ferguson diving for the football, not able to mark. And we have a boundary throw in here at half forward for the Rovers.
That was brilliant by Alex McCarthy. He just put his head down and got that little tap out to Charlie Thompson, and was able to get the ball forward for the Rovers.
Boundary throw in as the Rovers kick the ball into the pocket, and we have another boundary throw in, this time in the right forward pocket for the Wang Rovers, who lead 2-2-14 to Myrtleford, yet to score. We might get some 40-wing stats from Winky if we can.
Sam Murray with 6 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet. Lockie O'Brien with 4, along with Charlie Thompson. He's got the 4 as well.
Benny Tallarico also for Avis Wangaratta here today. Boundary throw in didn't go to the advantage of any ruckman as Gribben is tackled.
One thing I have noticed, Pan, is Regan Gorman looks like he's marking Sam Murray now, so whether that's been a change in the coach's box, just to try and show a bit more accountability to Muzz.
Hardy, hand pass intercepted by Kai Gosta. Rebounding kick is landing right on the chest of Jackson East. Wants to look inboard, finds Jake Sharp. He's got a player overlapping. It's Truan if he can get it to him. Instead, he goes more laterally and finds Ferguson. Here's the Myrtleford Alpine Saints at their best, but Ferguson's kick was smothered. Truan comes up and meets the football, gets around Wilson, then lost his footing, and the Rovers win it back. Del Zotto can get him on the counter here, goes down the line to Cleland, in between wing and half forward, gives it back to Del Zotto, wants his right foot. A couple of Saints approach him. He goes by hand to Thompson, who does something good with it, finds Hardy. And this is the money ball kick. Oh, he's just hit his opponent here, and I reckon he's given away a free kick.
Can't do that.
Hardy has given away a free kick, and he's just pegged the footy back to Nick Ferguson, and that should have been 50.
He's not happy, is he?
He shouldn't have caught it.
No, he should have just allowed that to hit him. Ferguson's kick is a bullet, finds Jake Sharp.
Superman. No ACLs, this guy.
Who needs a anterior crucial ligament? Oh, now he's under pressure. He's tackled, but high by the man on the mark, and Lockie McCartney. And now he's pushed over, is Jake Sharp. He's got the ball at right half back. 2-2-14 the Rovers. Myrtleford yet to score. Bites off an aggressive corridor kick. Tries to find Matty Munro. They've got the players at ground level. Miotto tries to get around Del Bosco. Got a hand pass away in a nick of time. Miotto, left foot kick to half forward. O'Brien tries to take the mark here for the Rovers. Calvin was clean. He spun out of traffic, rode the bump beautifully. On to Jackson East, who finds Riccardi on a searching lead. Too far out to score. He plays on, likes the open goal square, but it's across the face. And it's intercepted by Tom Boyd for the Rovers, and they are away.
Yeah, and Tom Boyd started this game really, really strongly. 3 intercept marks already. He's having a great time picking off.
Hardy rebounding. He finds Wilson. This is where the Rovers can get you on the counter. They've moved the footy already to half forward here. Far side. They're looking for their 3rd goal in the opening quarter. He reloads, likes a big pack of players. Pethbridge floats across bravely again. And that's his 2nd intercept mark for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Goes short to Beatty. Played such a good game last week. Dinky little one over the top to Harrington and halfback. Eyes darting inboard. Kick not all that great. Finds Booker. Good kick around the body. Opens up Jake Sharp. Takes a bounce, likes East at half forward. That's where it goes. He's marked just inside 50, plays on. Good mark. Harrington, good kick, good footy from the Myrtleford Alpine Saints.
Yeah, it's been the first time that Myrd have been able to move the football with a little bit of fluency, and it all comes off the back of probably being a bit more aggressive with their ball movement. Look at him come through the corridor. Could have easily just chipped it wide and tried to go boundary, but that'll be the key today for Myrtleford. If they can try and pick off a few through the middle and release their runners, they're going to be pretty dangerous going forward.
So Damon Harrington had a really good year for the Saints. Mr. Consistent. looking for their first goal. 16 minutes into the first quarter. It's across the face. I reckon he's missed everything. He's hit the point post.
Yeah, it's disappointing.
Out of bounds on the full, and a free kick to the Rovers in the left back pocket.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the thing. Like we said, you're going to have to make the most of your opportunities, and giving up a good one like that is really going to come back to bite you. So Myrtleford just need to try and find a way to have a few more shots on goal because, yeah, Rovers, you'd say, dominated most of this quarter so far.
We'll go around the grounds when we can, Winky. Only score worth noting, please, is the Dogs and the Maggies. We'll do that for Everton Farm Supplies when we can. Is that out of bounds on the full? No, it's marked by McCartney at half-back on the far wing. A few Saints fans on the far side giving the umpires a few advice. Goes short, finds Allison, still at the half-back region. Around the grounds, Winky, for Everton Farm Supplies.
Magpies lead 25-12 early in that clash.
What's the other closest game, please?
3-2, Yarrows over Albury.
That's a soccer score. Boundary throw-in out on centre wing. Far side of the ground. Opening quarter for A-grade Oils and Batteries here on O&M Live. Round 18, of course, finals next week. Looking forward to getting stuck into September. High boundary throw-in. McCarthy by hand to O'Brien. Allison provides run and carry. Gets around a tackler. Kick intercepted by Calvin. Good pressure from behind to apply on Allison. The Saints slingshot the other way. Munro, popped a beautiful hand pass over to the running man, Maraca. They're out here inside forward 50. Riccardi marks, dribbles around the corner and has Riley Sharp all on his own and misses him. I'm not sure whether he was going for goal, whether he was going for the man, all on his own. It bounced over his head and went through for a minor score. They stuffed that right up the Saints.
That is a huge whiff then. They had two blokes over the back then that he could have just passed it on to, but I feel like he unfortunately had the shot then and didn't lower the eyes. So that's a goal gone wasted there for the Alpine Saints.
Winky, some 40 winks if you can.
40 wins. Lockie O'Brien, Mitch Hardy, Charlie Thompson and Sam Murray all with over 5 disposals in this first term. The midfield of the Rovers is getting busy and causing damage.
What's the best winner for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints so far at the 18th minute mark, Winky, for Club Mulwala?
Jackson East has had the 4 touches on the 40 wing stat sheet, Blake.
Every single one of them have been damaging too by Jackson East. O'Brien riding down for another. Finds Oscar Clellan on a lead in front of the netball courts.
Bright boots, aren't they, Panda?
Yeah, they blind your eyes like they did last week. He might have to change, though, because he kicked 1-4 last week, Clellan. In fact, I think he kicked 4 behinds. Here's O'Brien. He's got leather poisoning. Kick partially smothered. Christie goes over the line for a boundary throw-in again out on the far side. So, bit of an arm wrestle so far, Benny Tell. The Rovers with those 2 early blows, but Myrtleford are working their way back into the contest.
Yeah, they're slowly starting to get their ball movement going, but it's just the big names of the Rovers are just putting them to the sword around the football at the moment.
You got something in your eye, Wink?
Yeah, I do. It's really annoying.
I can tell it is. You're doing your best. Carry on, my friend. Get some eye drops. Cleland missed the football at half forward. Pethbridge shovels it out, intercepted though by Catapan. McCartney just shovels it on the boot. Tumbling 50-50 ball in attack. Damon went hard down low at Pethbridge. O'Brien didn't get a hand pass to it, holding the ball. Good call. And a free kick to Nick Ferguson in front of the scoreboard. The right back pocket for the Saints. They are yet to kick a goal at the 19th minute mark for Club Mulwala opening quarter. Benny Tell.
Yeah, and they pressed the ground so hard, the Rovers. So it really, this first kick out of D50, mate, it's really, really hard. And you can see with this front half turnover by the Rovers.
Yeah, here they go again. McCarthy goes by hand. Thompson. Good pressure from Thomason just to push him off the footy as Booker is tackled over the line for a boundary throw in 60 around from the Wang Rovers goal.
Yeah, you just feel it's just a bit of a stalemate right now. Like, it almost feels like both teams are feeling each other out a little bit, and they're really struggling to move the football. So, yeah, it hasn't been the greatest game to watch Wing so far, has it?
No, it certainly has not.
Love the instruction coming from the TDFL broadcast game that we have from our techs at Wangaratta Computers, who do a fantastic job. Lukey Chilcott and the crew just saying, can we turn the guy down a little bit who just called that goal? That happens to be Rex Hunt, probably one of the greatest callers of AFL history. Yes, he is calling the Tallangatta League as we speak right now, the finals. Calvin down the line finds Cybanks, and he can run and gun and go. Missed a really important kick and turned the footy over to Sam Murray at half forward. He had players out. Easy kick, and here come the Rovers. He gives it back to Sam Murray. Ride him down for another one, and he's turned it over. He's turned it over looking for Oscar Clellan, and Gribben gets back in the hole like a big ruckman and marks for the Saints, but they trail by 13 points, 14-1 for Maccas, 21 played for Club Moala.
Yeah, someone has to go to Murray. You can't just let him just do that off half-back, get the 1-2. He's going to end up with 60 disposals today if Myrtleford don't put a bit more respect to him.
So Thomason has it at half-back. Goes down the corridor. Booker has marked the footy in the bright pink boots. First game since round 4 in the seniors of last year for Riley Booker. Seen him kick some freakish goals in this competition. Made Jake Sharp really earn that sharing at half-back. He's going to get it back here, Booker, from Jake Sharp. Pumps the footy to half-forward, looking for Gosta. What a mark that is. Rode the fly beautifully. He plays on straight away. Don't tell me he's going to jam it home from 50. Looking for Riley Sharp. Roving is Trewin. Goal to the Saints. Brilliant roving from Jack Trewin. And finally, after 21 minutes, they got a goal here in round 18.
Yep. No, they had to work for it, didn't they, Pen? And it was off the back of some brilliant one-on-one marks, and obviously Sharp in the middle. And then, yeah, Kai Gusta from behind didn't have any right to mark that, but got over the top of Lockie O'Brien. And like what good forward Crummers do, they rock up at the drop of the ball. And Trewin was able to walk into an open goal then and get Myrtleford's first for the day. Winky, so how are the stat sheets shaping up?
Well, Wangaratta have had all the play, and, well, they're, 6 points in front. We've spoken about the midfield getting their hands on the footy for the Rovers, but haven't been able to capitalise. They've had 10 inside 50s to the Myrtleford Alpine Saints 6, but the Saints have put one on the board and against the flow of play.
You put that down to some individual brilliance from Kai Gosta. Had to launch from behind to grab that footy. Certainly did, and made something for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Can they spark him? Hardy. Thought they should have been holding the ball. Not really sure he disposed of it. Good tackle from Riley Smith, but the Saints win it back. Go by hand with an underground hand pass to Munro. Agosta off a step, floating ball inside 50. It was partially smothered. Thompson getting back to help his defence. High ball down the corridor. Jake Sharp did really well. Miotto's hand pass was intercepted by the Rovers, but the ball hits the deck once again. Smith tackled by McCartney. Ball up on the point of the square, favouring the Saints at half forward.
Yeah, the intensity just died up a little bit, hasn't it, Pen, in the last couple of minutes?
Certainly has. For Avis Wangaratta, opening quarter here for A-grade Oils and Batteries. Agosta squeezes a kick out, lands 40 out from Myrtleford Alpine Saints goal. Can Booker be clean here? Thomason tackled immediately by Brodie Paul. Ball up 30 out from the Saints goal.
Tell you what, I'm absolutely loving the contest between Riley Smith and Ed Damon in the ruck. Been absolutely great. The two number 11s. Good to watch, isn't it, Winky?
Yeah, two big guys.
Sharp. Something you're not, Winky, unfortunately.
Oh,
Thanks,
no.
Blake.
Mitchy Del Bosco tackled. High, was he? Yes. He was bending over to pick up the footy. Catapan just got him high, and Mitchy Del will line up for the Saints second. 45 out, 45-degree angle.
Yeah, and like you touched on, Rovers have absolutely dominated the possession count here. And if Dale can go back and slot this for the Saints, and they go in, a point down at quarter time, I think Funky and the Myrtleford coaches would be pretty happy with that result, given the dominance of Rovers in this first quarter.
Well, I'm sitting next to Craig Funky Miller with a bit of plaster, and I can tell you, Ben, he does not sound happy.
I don't think any coach does. That's the beauty of coaching. Mitchy Del Bosco, usually a really good kick of the footy. He's pushed this across the face. Sharp keeps the footy in, does he? No. It is 1 minus score to Mitchy Del Bosco. And that moves the Saints to 1-2-8. The Rovers 2-2-14 on the Maccas scoreboard. As we tick up towards time on here in the opening quarter, we've played 25 minutes. Murray on cue. So the Rovers go in with a 1-goal advantage to quarter time. 2-2-14 to the Saints, 1-2-8 in an arm wrestle of an opening quarter here on O&M Live. Stay with us. It's the Saints and the Rovers. Top 3 battle. And it's O&M Live, where you won't miss a thing.
Clear. day, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
Myrtleford was sort of a bit of a lone soldier. Jackson East in the middle of the ground. No one else really stood out. And then that back end of the first quarter, they got a bit of momentum as a team and really got going. But no one really stood out from an individual standpoint. Sam Murray leads all comers with 8 disposals. Lockie O'Brien with 7. Mitch Hardy and Charlie Thompson with 5 for the Wang Rovers. And then Jackson East 5 disposals, Joshua Muraka 4, Riley Smith just had 2 touches, and Matty Munro just a 1 touch so far in this clash.
We'll go around the grounds for Everton Farm Supplies here as well in the Ovens and Murray quarter time. North Albury lead 4-4-28 to Corowa 2-3-15. Goals to Callum Fisher and also Caelan Bradkey for their respective sides. Wangaratta have sent a serious statement minor premiership is theirs. I think they lead 44-14 over the Wodonga Bulldogs in the opening quarter. 7-goal opening quarter, and goals 2 to Jackson Clark and 2 to James McCloonan for the Wangaratta Magpies. For the Dogs, Tommy O'Sullivan and Noah Spiteri, the only goal kickers for the Dogs. Albury leads 16-3 over Yarrawonga at the JC Lowe Oval, and Lavington lead 31-12 over the Wodonga Raiders at Birrelea Park. Those around the ground scores, all thanks to Everton Farm Supplies. Of course, it is finals time as well in the Bank WAW Ovens and King Football Netball League. Games today happening at North Wangaratta, and Bright lead 8-4. Yep, wow. 8-4 over Moyu at the moment in the qualifying final at North Wangaratta, and Kiwa Sandy Creek lead Yakandanda in the Talinga League as well. Big thanks to Everton Farm Supplies for our around-the-ground scores. Now, Benny, how's this game going to open up? How is it going to open up? Because it's been pretty defensive so far.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is probably just looking to try and do a little bit more work off the ball. And when I say that, it means that like trying to run a little bit harder to open up some lanes. It's been pretty one-sided for most of the day, and I think the team that can sort of get that uncontested mark game going, but I also think it's the team that's going to own the corridor today is probably going to have a good chance at winning the day today, because every time Myrtleford's gone through corridor, it's ended up in a shot on goal, and vice versa for the Rovers. So who's going to be king of the corridor? That's my question.
Mickey, I want you to watch who's gone to Sam Murray as well. Looks like Matty Munro is starting on him, which is probably not the person you would want on him. Here's Damon, brought down on a good tackle from Damon Harrington, who blindsided him. He was just about to put the ball inside 50 for the Rovers. Good tackle by Damo. In between the square and the centre circle. Called to play on. Going to go laterally, and he's kicked it over the head of his teammate, and Ferguson go fetch that. McCarthy runs after him. Turns McCarthy inside out. Pinpoints one to Del Bosco on true centre wing. Aggressive kick, Miotto. Diving slips catch. Couldn't quite grab it, and the Rovers are away on the rebound. Can they make him pay? Lockie O'Brien with a tumbling ball into attack. Doesn't have too many teammates down there. Pethbridge left the footy behind. Booth applies the pressure on him. Diving on the football was Calvin. He needed to. Is he in trouble now? Umpire says, I'll have it. And we have a ball up just inside 50 for the Rovers.
Yeah, I just don't understand that. The player that's coming at the football, just let them go. Don't try and get it and hand pass it. And they just made the mistake then, Myrtleford.
Stewie Booth on to Catapan from the stoppage. Drop punt from the pocket, and a beautiful finish from Sam Catapan. He's a wonderful footballer. Does it every week, and the Rovers have 3 and extend the margin out to 2 straight kicks.
Yeah, fantastic finish on the run there. Slotted it perfectly, running boundary side, then did Catapan. So a really good start then by the Rovers, and like we touched on before, it's just who can own the corridor, and that was some really good ball movement there by Lockie O'Brien. Wasn't the prettiest kick going forward, but they made it work. So yeah, it's going to be a really big fight there for who can move the football well through the middle. Myrtleford clearly had the intent to, but just couldn't execute there at half forward with Miotto. So it's gonna be really, really interesting, and I feel like this quarter is going to have a massive play in terms of the outcome of the game.
Sam Catapan's a star. We talk about Murray, O'Brien, Hardy, Thompson. This guy averages 26 touches himself.
He certainly does, Winky. And that was a sensational finish. Clearance comes Myrtleford's way, but it's intercepted by Allison. The bald man for the Rovers. Laterally at left half back is O'Brien. Murray is running for him to grab another possession. Goes down the wing. Good mark. Ed Damon, who had 2 or 3 metres on his opponent, who was nowhere near him in Riley Smith. So he kicks this one to the top of the goal square. McCarthy in a one-on-one versus Ferguson. Ferguson has to get rid of it in a hurry because McCarthy almost mowed him down. The kick lands in the lap of Diesel Beatty. Now Maraka has it. Tries to open up the corridor. Good kick finds Calvin. And they've transferred this footy to centre wing here. Munro has it for the Saints as McMonigal mans the mark.
Yeah, it's the first bit of sort of uncontested chip mark they've been able to do all day, the Saints, and looks like they're going to continue working back inboard.
Oh, they've turned it over. Good pressure applied here by Dylan Wilson. Calvin has to go in here and win a one-on-one. Well, Christie's collected Calvin there. He's down. Wilson settles for the Rovers and jams it home. Oh, they're up and about here with the Wang Rovers, forcing turnovers, making Myrtleford pay, and they have 4 and the margin's out to 3 goals.
Yeah, they've just been prying for that inboard kick, and Myrtleford unfortunately haven't been up to it today. They just keep turning it over, and there was probably 3 or 4 that could have lined up for that one then. So it was great defensive pressure and play by the Rovers, and yeah, Dylan Wilson has a fantastic finish. We know we know Dylan loves the goal, so it's been a great start for the Rovers this quarter.
I've just watched a replay on that one here, boys, and that was so tough by Will Christie and Riley Calvin. Two blokes put their head over the footy and both wanted it. Will Christie comes off best and Dylan Wilson finishes with a beautiful goal for the Wang Rovers.
Yeah, that was a great contest between Calvin and Christie. I thought Christie got him high, but that was real tough of Calvin to get back up as Myrtleford go inside 50. Thomason is goal side here, snapping and goaling. The quickest answer I've seen for the year. Oh, wow. Myrtleford have their second thanks to Cooper Thomason. Pretty much something from nothing. Clearance went inside 50. Johnny on the spot, snap goal.
Fantastic finish then. He competed in the air and then he followed up at ground level. And I think that's what makes a really dangerous forward. He's got a lot of tricks in his bag, young Cooper. And yeah, it looks like Charles Ledger's actually coming from the ground now with, I think he landed a bit funny in that marking contest. So that's going to be one to watch. It'll be a big loss if he's not able to go for the rest of the game.
Keep an eye on that one, BT. Cooper Thomason started this year on fire in the first probably 4 or 5 weeks and then quietened off and got injured. Has now come back and the Saints have another avenue to goal.
Ball up back in the middle. Will we have another quick goal from the restart here? Miotto tackled immediately by Sam Catapan. So we've had the same amount of goals in this second quarter as we had in the first, and we've gone 4 minutes. Thank God it's opened up for Macca's. Second quarter for Jacob Hino. A lot of runaway deals at the moment. Go and see the crew at Jacob Hino here on O&M Live. Another ball up to the left of the centre circle. You can hear the players talking about their structures in that contest. Damon tackled by big Jai Gribben. And they've opted to go for the 2 ruck punch again this week, Myrtleford, Benny.
Yeah, they have big Jais come back into the side, and you sort of need it when you come up against the Rovers, Ned and Will Christie.
Thompson's kick was partially smothered. McModigal was super clean, and then he slipped over and unfortunately lost possession of the football. And this is where Myrtleford can get you. Harrington's tumbling ball is going to be intercepted by Murray at half-back, who got rid of it in a nick of time. Went by hand to O'Brien. Went to kick and just timed it beautifully. And Stewie Booth has been paid the mark on centre wing. Role player for the Rovers is Stewie Booth. He's got Brody Philo in a one-on-one. Opts to go for McCarthy. Pethbridge sets himself for the intercept. Can't. And here's Ferguson. On to Del Bosco. This is a really dangerous switch here. It's a 2-on-1. Gorman goes and applies a hand. Now he's under pressure. Schulte's got him. He's in a world of hurt out there as Regan Gorman. Umpire says play on. Brady Sharp has to do some defensive work here for Myrtleford. He's tackled. Now the Rovers have the footy. Brody Philo won't miss. Brody Philo hits the post. He does miss.
He missed.
He missed. And everyone laughs down here below because normally Brody eats them for breakfast. The Rovers 4-3-27 to Myrtleford, 2-2-14 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard.
Yeah, that switch kick was very adventurous then by the Saints, and it's probably not the type of kick that you want to try and bite off going directly across opposition goals, is it, Wink?
It's certainly one of the things you get told as a kid, especially when you can't kick like me.
Yeah, you're probably saying that lightly, Winky. Regan Gorman has the footy for Myrtleford. Oh, they've turned it over. Beatty couldn't mark. Hardy swoops on this Sharon. Deja vu because Brody Philo's having a ping at the sticks. Instead, he crosses goals beautifully and finds Will Christie. Will he get a free kick for a 50?
He won't. Not 50.
He won't.
It's pretty late.
But they're their own worst enemy at the moment, Myrtleford, turning the footy over, and Christie can make him pay in the pocket.
Yep, he certainly will. And it was good by Brody. He didn't try his second crack at it. He looked inboard and was able to centre it, put a teammate in a better position, and he'd probably back Will Christie in from here, Winky.
45 goals for the year, Winky, for Will Christie.
45, averages 17 touches to go along with that, so he does it all up forward and when he goes into the ruck.
And 16 hit-outs as well. He's a star, this kid, and he kicks big goals, and he snuck it in. Just snuck it in. The Rovers have 5. Margin back out to 19 points for CMV Truck and Bus.
Yeah, Myrtleford are their worst enemy at the moment, just not looking after the football and turning it over in just the worst possible positions, going across goal, going for that 45 inside. They're just not hitting it at the moment. I love the intent, and I think they need to go for it if they're to move the football against the Rovers, but right now their foot skills are really letting them down.
I don't even know it's the foot skills, it's the decision-making. Trying to take those skills on or trying to take those kicks on at the certain times that they're trying to do it. It's just not on.
No, you're spot on, Winky. You have hit the nail on the head. It's a combination of both, I think. Skill errors and poor decision-making. And against a side this good, they will make you pay. Lockie O'Brien has brought his own Sharon today. He's kicked the footy to a one-on-one. Mick Monagle up against Calvin, who is so tough. Ferguson, almost got cleaned up the other way. Philo intercepts and he hand passes inside 50. Will the ball sit for Cleland? It might sit for Wilson. Snapping to a goal square that's down there with Christie and Brady Sharp. Mick Monagle trying to mow the footy down here for the Rovers. Agosta, bit of work to do. He basketballed the ball to himself and it came straight back to him. That was clever. Kick down the line. Booker went one-handed. And the Rovers regain the footy. O'Brien's kick is partially smothered over the line for a boundary throw, but they are up and about the Rovers. Their pressure is elite, Benny.
That was an impressive little party trick there by Kai Agosta. He's just bounced like a basketball and then given the don't argue and said, I'll do this in my sleep, lad. So, but he's probably one that I think Myrtleford would like to just have a bit more of an impact across the half-forward line.
Boundary throw in. Christie and Damon go at it. Agosta. He's such a good kicker, the Sharon. Booker got met from behind. Murray did the Buddy Franklin and leapt over his opponent. And we have a boundary thrown in between the two benches. We'll go around the grounds when we can for Everton Farm Supplies. We've played 10 minutes for Club Mulwala. The Rovers 33, Myrtleford 14. 3 goals to 1 in this second quarter, which has already had more goals in it than the first quarter. We've only played 9 minutes. It's opened up. McCarthy able to get past the tackler. Kicker's a little dribbler to the advantage of McCartney. Across the line for another boundary throw-in.
Around the grounds, Wodonga Bulldogs trail 26-56. Wang Magpies doing a number on them there at the Wangaratta Showgrounds.
What's the other scores, if we can, Winky?
North Albury, Pandy, you'll be happy, lead 40-15 over the Corowaroos, and Lavington 37-18 over the Raiders. Albury 17-4 over the Pigeons.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not at that game. At the JCLO Oval. Riley Smith has a free kick here. And he goes down looking for Thomason. Good pressure applied on him by Brodie Paul, who wins a really important one-on-one. Gets a tap on the head from his assistant coach and Kyle Raven. And we have a boundary thrown right in front of the benches.
Yeah, I think Myrtleford have slowly been able to halt a bit of Rovers' momentum, but they're going to have to start putting them on the scoreboard. They can't just think that, keeping Rovers at bay is going to be enough. They need to start putting a bit of pressure on the board.
They need that guy involved. Riley Smith, he is. Miotto snapping into the pocket over the head of Riley Sharp. Munro sets himself for a launch at the footy. Riccardi had his jumper tug. Munro got into the right place. Ball spilled his way and kicks a goal from the goal square, and Myrtleford have their second. 20 plays 13, margin back to 13.
Yeah, and I like the kick then coming in from Lockie Miotto. Didn't try and hit a target, just put it to a dangerous area. And you're always going to get a contest from Riley Sharp, and the smalls were good enough. Riccardi and Matty Munro both had a hand in that goal, so that's what Myrtleford need to do. They need to be predictable, bring the ball to ground, because their smalls in their forward line are really, really dangerous when they get opportunity.
Geez, Joel Smith should have marked that ball, but Matty Munro took his opportunity, and that's right, you hit it spot on, Benny. The contest from Riley Sharp is always going to be there. You just got to be good enough to beat his feet.
20 plays 33 rather. For C&V Truck and Bus. Agosta reloads here for the Saints. Riccardi roves the mark here from Thomason. Brought down in a good tackle. Rovers win it back in their own defensive 50. Hardy always does something good with the footy. Goes by hand to Thompson. Good kick. Booth on a searching lead. He's got Cleland at half forward on his own. Has to get it to him in a hurry. That's where he goes. Met the other way. Front on contact against Pethbridge. But that's a smart free kick. It allows his defensive teammates to now apply a bit of pressure. Cleland on the lead looking for Christie. Oh, he crunched the pack, but he's given away a high free kick. Jake Sharp, brave, in the hole for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints.
Yeah, that's the coach of the interleague team getting stuck into the captain of the interleague team. So that's great to see there, and good courage then by Sharpie to come across in that leading lane.
Munro, the previous goal kicker, has the footy on centre wing. McQuaid worries him out of it. We'll have a boundary throw in out on the far side. So we've had a 5-goal opening second quarter, rather, for Jacopino. We've gone 12 minutes for Club Mulwala. Game's really opened up in good conditions for footy. A good crowd in here at the McNamara Reserve as well. Third place can be secured by Myrtleford with a win today. If Wodonga lose and Myrtleford lose, the Saints will still stay in third spot, but they've turned the footy over, and Brodie Philo has the footy at half forward. He could almost kick the distance here, Brodie. He's going to launch, and that's what he does. Ball lands in the goal square. Damon resting forward. worked his way to the front, landed in his lap, and the big ruckman doing what big ruckman should be doing and resting forward and hurting opposition.
Yeah, yet again, it's Myrtleford just making the wrong decision to come in board then and effectively hit up Brodie Filo at half forward. So they've just got to reassess in terms of the way in which they're trying to go for these kicks. And
Damon pops it through, Benny, but you're right. The kick from Ferguson was just so weird. He retreated 30 metres to try and switch the footy and turned it over. And we keep on saying it, but I'd love to know, Winky, how many goals that the Rovers have got off Myrtleford turnover.
Well, they've kicked 6. I reckon it'll be at least 4 of them.
Yeah, I reckon.
At least 4.
I think you're right, yeah. So it's really, really hurting Myrtleford right now. And look, one thing I will highlight is the fact that Filo didn't go straight away then. Rovers' forward structure is trying to isolate a one-on-one with Ed Damon at the top of the goal square. That's not to be understated. It's not easy. Normally, numbers are able to flood back and get in a lot of spots, but to have a one-on-one in that position with that amount of time is impressive. So clearly, the forwards all playing their role.
6 goals for the Rovers, 6 individual goal kickers. They led by 19 points, 6-3 to 3-2. And here they go again. Charlie Thompson starting to get really busy. Kick is a beauty. Look at that on the non-preferred. Finds Oscar Clellan just outside attacking 50. Runs around on the right, puts this to the top of the goal square. Damon down there resting. McMonigal sharks it at the top of the goal square. Schulte snapping from tight of the pocket, missing. And the Rovers extend the margin out to 20 points here. 40 playing 20. They have Myrtleford right where they want them for CMV Truck and Bus.
How good is that kick from centre clearance to hit up Oscar Clellan coming out of half forward? Like, that's why he is one of the best midfielders. And like we say, we know the talent that is at the Rovers, but Charlie Thompson is quite a special player to watch.
What are his numbers, Winky?
Charlie's had 10 on the 40-wing stat sheet.
What about Lockie O'Brien?
Lockie O'Brien has had 12.
Have you got that thing out of your eye?
Yes, it's come good.
Okay, I'm glad.
Yeah, no.
The miraculous recovery. Here's Allison. Could have kicked it on the boot. He went by hand instead. O'Brien again. Junction at the 50, the boundary line. Oh, Schulte! Flew high. Wasn't able to mark. McMonigal, was he taken high? I think he was. McMonigal taken high in the pocket. Umpire Jason Rain getting a lot of advice from the Myrtleford faithful, but McMonigal will run around here and snap this on the left, I reckon, Benny.
Yeah, he will. And both he and Schulte have been really dangerous. I feel like they play that open side of the ground really well. And knowing Harry coming through, he knows how to play the wing really strongly. So
McMonigal snapping from tight in the pocket has missed. Almost too lazy and lackadaisical then from McMonigal. 6-5-41, Myrtleford 3-2-20. We've played 16 minutes for Club Mulwala. Second quarter for Jacopino.
What would your cousins be saying to Jason Rain down there in the pocket, BT?
Maybe something to do with Specsavers, I reckon, Wink, would be probably one of the things.
No, surely not.
Yeah. No, look, I think there'd be a bit of positive feedback.
Jace Rain's the best in the business.
He is. 21 points the margin. We've had a 6-goal second quarter, 4 to the Rovers, 2 to the Saints. Mitchie Del Bosco has the ball up against the chalk in front of the netball courts. He's called to play on, and all he's got as an option is to go long down the line. Ledger sets himself, tries to mark for the Rovers. Maracca regathers the footy at ground level, tackled by Thompson. Umpire converges and says, I'll have the footy on true centre wing far side. As Benny has a little cough. Winky, what's your best for 40 winks? What do you got for us in the second term?
Well, you've mentioned Lockie O'Brien a couple of times, Panda. He had 7 disposals in the first quarter. He's up to 6 here in the second. He's brought his own share into this game and taken the P155 out there.
It's just his work rate as well. We know how fit he is. Good tackle applied there on Diesel Beatty by McMonigal. In fact, it was Schulte to win a free kick for the Rovers, and they don't muck around. Murray tries to switch the footy with the ball. Sit for O'Brien. It does. I reckon he might just have Kai Goster for pace here, who tries to corral him. O'Brien left foot into the pocket over the head of Clellan. Damon! Don't tell me he's marked that footy.
Wow.
A one-handed diving slips catch down low from Ed Damon. Has he been paid the mark? I think he has.
Well, it doesn't matter if he's got a hand injury when you only need one to take it like that. That was a brilliant mark by Big Eddie. How good was that?
That was sensational. I mean, I know the cricket's being played at the moment, but that was Steve Smith-like at third. Diving down low, taking a Mawson's concrete mark of the day. And he's going to line up here from 3 or 4 metres inside the boundary.
That's a great grab.
A sensational grab from Big Ed Damon. He's already kicked one in this second quarter. He's dangerous forward, and he kicks so good for a big man. Firing on all cylinders in the second quarter, the Rovers for Jacob Hino. Margin out to 27 points. Damon's got 2.
Remember when Gussie called him a B grader?
No, I'm not sure what you're talking about, Wink.
One of the stupidest comments ever. Ed Damon is an absolute star. Can do it in the ruck and up forward, BT. What a player.
He is. He's a very, very special player. It's a big reason why I said he's currently the number 1 ruck in the comp. And right now, I think he's got the chocolates over Riley Smith. So definitely having a big say in this game.
Absolutely. That mark, I mean, you have a beauty of a replay in front of you, Winky. It didn't hit the deck?
No, it didn't hit the deck. Not from the replay I saw anyway.
Well, if you saw it and you are all over it then, Winky. Here's Hardy. Write him down for another. Pops it over the top to Mick Monagle, who retreats backwards to Boyd. Flick it around by hand. Hardy. How many's he had, Winky?
That's number 10 for him too.
Yeah, and they're all clever. Inside 50. Booth was he impeded with. Umpire says play on. Boundary thrown in front of Benny Tallarico's cousins there in the forward pocket. The Rovers lead 7-5-47 to Myrtleford, 3-2-20 at the 20th minute mark for Club Mulwala on the CMV truck and bus scoreboard.
Yeah, I think this is the dangerous signs at the moment for the Saints with just how dominant the Rovers mids are and getting out, and you don't want to give Mitch Hardy too much time.
Del Bosco sharks it from Damon's tap, clears defence for the Saints. Thomason comes up to meet the football, and then he slips over and completely drops the footy at half back. Saints now in trouble. Christie applying a tackle on Calvin, and we'll have a stoppage inside the Rovers forward 50.
Yeah, they're making life hard for themselves, aren't they, the Saints? They're just not clean and fumbling, and Rovers have just been super with their press.
They've been on today, the Rovers. Feel like they're here to make a little statement. East has been quiet, haven't called him too often. Tackled by McCartney. How many for him, Winky?
East has had 5, hasn't touched it in this second term.
Yeah, I feel like he isn't actually playing around the footy. Maybe he's playing up around the ground. Haven't called him much. O'Brien inside forward 50. Damon resting forward. Clever little tap to Cleland, who finishes off the work beautifully. Put that down to the tap of Ed Damon. Wasn't able to mark the footy. Tapped to the advantage of Cleland, who finished from the top of the goal square.
Yeah, and they're things that they're not going to register on the stat sheet. You're not going to see it in Prem data, but they're little things that go a long way. And yeah, Ed Damon's having a massive second quarter right now for the Rovers. Having his hand in absolutely everything right now, and it's a good finish then by young Oscar. So he's someone who can kick goals. He's a third leading goal kicker. He's someone that I think, like he said, he kicked a lot of points last week. He's someone I think that can really bob up and kick a bag today.
6 of the 8 goals in this second quarter to the way of the Wangaratta Rovers. 6 of 8. They are on song today. You feel like they get it right in September. They're probably still the team to beat. McCartney getting around a tackler, dribbling to half forward. Charlie Thompson running onto the footy, setting himself with a drop punt. Can he kick another one? He's missed. He's missed Charlie Thompson. That was too easy. Margin out to 34 points, and the Saints are on the ropes. Benny Tell for Avis.
I think Funky's really got to sort of get around the Myrtleford mids and tell them they've got to lift their work rate, because the Rovers mids are just dictating everything right now.
The kick-in duties here from Sharp, looking for Riley Smith. Sharp bit of work to do now at ground level. Tackled by McCarthy. Umpire says I'll have it. And a half-forward ball up here for the Wang Rovers, who will kick the last 3 in this game after Munro brought the margin back to 13 for Myrtleford. Margin at 34 points for CMV Truck and Bus. Second quarter for Jacob Hino. Thompson tackled immediately by a couple of Myrtleford Alpine Saints. We'll have another stoppage. Winky, just some of Charlie Thompson's numbers again in the second quarter if you can.
Charlie Thompson, he's had the 6 touches in this second quarter, not the third term.
O'Brien tackled. In fact, sorry, that was Catapan, who got things going in this second quarter. Goal in the second minute. I like the look of Ed Damon forward, Benny Tell. We'll get your thoughts on that in a second. Or was he taken high, Jackson East? Umpire says no, boundary thrown. Ed Damon has spent a lot of time forward in the second quarter, Benny Tell. And we heard from Sam Murray last week, they're going to look to 50-50 split a bit more between him and Christie.
Yeah, it looks like that's the case. Will's taken most of the ruck responsibilities this quarter, and Ed's obviously having a fair impact at full forward right now.
We'll get your thoughts on it soon. Maraka, left foot out of the stoppage. Thomason's been busy without being all that impactful. We have a stoppage here on centre wing. So do you like that? Do you like the more traditional split? Because usually we see Christie as the predominant forward for the Rovers.
Well, I think they've got a luxury that most teams don't. They've got 2 really starting ruckmen in their side. So I don't mind it at all, to be honest. And it means that if one's not having a day, that you can flick it around and try and inject him into the game in a different look.
Booker trying to mark that footy inside forward 50. Couple of Rovers down behind play. They impacted the contest there as Myrtleford try and get their first goal in quite a while. Wilson saw a teammate at the corner of his eye. It was McCarthy on the far wing. Retreats back to Catapan. Munro applying a big tackle on Catapan. Just got rid of it in a nick of time. McCarthy turns the footy over, and here comes Beatty for the Saints. Likes an option inside 50. It's Booker. Could have blazed away Diesel. The umpires just stopped play here.
Yeah, Charles Ledger and Tom Boyd are really not good after that contest there. Especially Boyd, he still hasn't come off the ground right now.
So I wonder what sort of... He's waving the trainers away, Tom Boyd, on his haunches, and he's going back to the goal square. In the meantime...
Charles did not look good at all.
No, neither of them did. Good luck trying to tell the captain of the Rovers to get off the ground. Booker's got a shot on goal here for Myrtleford in front of the scoreboard. 45 out, 45 degree angle, and to say they need this is one of the great understatements, Benny Tull.
Yeah, he's got to go back and put this through because it's just been all Rovers this quarter. They have just absolutely dominated possession and top probably time in forward half as well.
I think we need it, don't we?
For the beauty of this game, Wink, is that what you're saying?
That's exactly right.
Riley Booker is going to set himself with a drop punt from 45, and he's hooked it badly to the near side. Margin back to 33, 54 to 21 for CMV Truck and Bus in favour of the Wangaratta Rovers. We've played 25 minutes for Club Mulwala, so almost half time here at the McNamara Reserve. And Sam Murray barking instructions down below. That's why he's such a good coach. As the ball trickles across the line from the kick-in, Winky might go around the grounds if we can for Everton Farm Supplies. Of course, Magpies win. They secure top spot, playing the Dogs at the Normans Oval.
Well, they're leading currently 12 goals for, 76 over the Wodonga Bulldogs, 5-3-33.
All right, so I think it's going to pan out how we expect, boys, in the week 1 of the finals. Magpies up by 43 points, Winky, at the moment.
Correct.
Winky now just doing a bit of Googling. He's pretty enthused about this game at the moment. He had to spend time in the pool this morning at Swim Tech. He had something in his eye earlier.
Yeah, don't know what that was.
He's just having a
day,
having a day, our man Wink.
Got to drive to Myrtleford when there was a game, getting called in Wangaratta.
Hey, the weather's not this good in Wangaratta at the moment. Allison goes to half forward. Sharp up against Oscar Cleland. The only 2 inside forward 50. Cleland taps it to himself, but runs out of room and goes across the line for a boundary throw in 30 metres around from the Rovers goal, who have kicked 6 goals to 2 in this third quarter, Benny, for Avis.
Yeah, they've dominated the majority of the quarter, and I think those 2 goals that Myrtleford have had, it's probably just come off the back of some centre bounce work, but for the majority of the play, Rovers have dominated the contest.
Boundary throw, Ed Damon doing the ruck work here. East tackled immediately by Harry McMonigal, who's brought him down, and now East is in a bit of trouble, and he's caught holding the ball. Pretty stiff there, I reckon, East. He was tackled immediately, but Harry McMonigal, causing a little havoc inside 50, will line up at the junction of the 50 and the boundary line in front of the netball courts.
I mean, he's confident. He's turned his back and walked straight back to his mark. So, yeah, it's going to take a decent kick from out there, Panda, I reckon.
These young kids, mate.
Confidence.
All the confidence in the world. He plays on. He likes the sticks, and he's missed. That's his 2nd point of the game for Harry McMonigal. 34 points the margin, 8-7-55 the Rovers, 3-3-21 the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. What are you laughing about, Winky?
I've just got a text from the guy who used to do my running, Eddie Hines. He said, who is this Rex bloke calling the Sandy Creek game?
Wow.
Only the greatest caller of all time, Blake?
Correct. Transformed football calling, Rexy Hunt. The Rex Hunt, Fred W. football caller. Agosta has the footy on centre wing now. He's tripped over as he's kicked it. Tommy Boyd likewise tried to intercept but fell over. Applies a good tackle on Diesel Beatty, who's caught holding the ball. He's all right, Tommy Boyd. He's feeling all right. He's got a free kick at half back here for his Wangaratta Rovers, who are doing it very easily at the moment. They lead by 34 points for C&V Truck and Bus.
They certainly are, and Bordy's been huge. I feel like he's been a brick wall down back for them with multiple intercepts and just a sure head down there. So he's having a great game, Tommy Boyd. He's just trying to walk off the effects of Charles Ledger running back into the fight in him.
And cleaning him up.
Yeah.
Mitch Hardy, that was a very strange option. Cooper Thomason has punched this across the line for a boundary throw, and Sam Murray not happy as well, saying, boys, why didn't you go long? Anyhow, it's a boundary throw in the forward half here for Myrtleford, who need a late one. We've gone 28 minutes for Club Mulwala in the second quarter for Jacob Hino. They need a late goal for some confidence going into the half-time break. Gribben grabs out of the ruck, goes by hand to Agosta, ping at the sticks and kicks it out on the full. Good pressure as he made contact with the Sharon, and it sailed out of bounds on the full.
Muzz has run from 30 metres away to take that.
What's happened,
That's
boys?
Brody Paul's kick.
Sam Murray was nowhere near the closest play to that ball, and he somehow ended up taking it.
Well, write him down for another one, Winky.
I will.
Kicks to a big pack of players. Myrtleford with the numbers at ground level. Catapan ekes a kick out as he was getting tackled. Gains about 20 metres down the line here for the Rovers. Jackson East, good tackle applied on him by Noah Schulte.
Playing a game.
He's dispossessed, and we've got a boundary throw-in just in front of Myrtleford's bench.
I reckon this is the best pressure game I've seen the Rovers play all year. They have been absolutely terrific today whenever the Myrtleford guys have had the ball in their hand.
Oh, they're setting themselves for a massive month, aren't they? I mean, they know they're probably not going to finish on top of the ladder. They're going to have to play every week, and their finals campaign start now. It's as simple as that. Del Bosco kicks the footy to a one-on-one. Murray up against Trewin. Murray applies a tackle, and he's kicked the ball out of bounds on the full. I reckon he ran across the line.
Yeah, I thought so too.
That should have been a boundary throw-in. Either way, Sam Murray has a free kick here. Defensive side of centre wing. He hugs the boundary line, kicks to a big pack of players. Christie crunches Jake Sharp. McMonigal tackled by Gribben. Ball up in between wing and half forward. Myrtleford trail 21-55. We've played 30 minutes for Club Mulwala. Half-time cannot be far away.
No, not too far away, but yeah, the Rovers' back six have been super in this first half. Myrtleford just have to fight and scrap for every single opportunity they get forward of the football, and yeah, the back six have been super strong. And we say this, and there's still probably one of their better players come back in. That's Kieran Parnell. So yeah, daunting prospect for the rest of the comp.
A 6-2 second quarter has seen the Rovers take a 34-point advantage into the main break. We'll be back on the other side of this, our halftime show for Maccas. It's O&M Live round 18 action, and at O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
Clear.
How he's had 13. I think he's had more than that. Not discrediting you, Winky. Winky had something in his eye after the first quarter. Couldn't see shit.
Tell you what I'm going to do. How long we got before we're on?
You got shit too?
No, I need to go get a job.
Run.
That's all I do. Oh, shit.
The McPhail's birthday sale just got better. 40% off absolutely everything. Then get a further 10% off at the checkout. On now at McPhail's Furniture, Tone Road.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Good man.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
Open up, and we saw that in the second quarter where they banged on, what do you say, 7 goals, 6 goals? Yeah, so they broke it down in that second quarter, but you said you're a bit disappointed in Myrtleford. What are you most disappointed about? Is it the effort, the execution? What?
I feel like they haven't brought as much energy as the Wangaratta Rovers have, but their turnover and their ball use has been as bad as I've seen Myrtleford in quite a while. We spoke about it in the middle of that second quarter. How many goals? Well, clearly, you don't do these stats, Winky, and no one does outside of the 15 champion datas in AFL. But love to know how much score has been off Myrtleford turnover. So the Rovers kicked 8 goals. I would say at least 5 or 6 goals have been off direct Myrtleford turnover, not in the middle of the ground, even in their back half. So they've been using the ball really poorly.
And I reckon the Rovers have kicked a couple of behinds from turnovers as well. When they try to switch across the goals. And we know that Myrtleford like to take the game on, and it's one part of their game that's really impressive. But I just think they've got the timing of it wrong today. And the Wang Rovers pressure, don't discount that either, though. The pressure from the Wang Rovers has been enormous, and the reason why Myrtleford are turning the ball over is because how much pressure they feel under when they have ball in hand.
Run through some of the numbers in that second quarter alone, Winky, and then the overall half, if you can, please, for 40 Winks.
So in that second quarter, there's 10 inside 50s to the Wang Rovers to 5. So they doubled the inside 50s. That was reflective on the scoreboard. But not only did they double, 10 inside 50s and they kicked 6 goals. So when they're going in, they're scoring and they're being really efficient with their ball use. The Wang Rovers didn't win a centre clearance in that first term. They won four in that second term. So they really got the going in the middle of the ground, which is where we know that football games are mainly won and lost. And the engine room of the Wang Rovers is absolutely stacked. But the Wang Rovers are doing it well. Myrtleford have a little bit to be desired for at the moment. Panda Jackson East, I didn't have him for a disposal in that second term. I don't think he would have had too many quarters in his Ovens and Murray career where he didn't touch the ball. Josh Miraka's up to 7 disposals. Riley Smith tried to get going in that second term. He's up to the 6 disposals. Matty Munro, he's up to the 6 disposals. He had 5 in that second term. Tried to get them going. Kicked the goal from a little bit of an opportunity down there in the goal square, but it's really been all Wang Rovers at the moment, hasn't it?
It certainly has. Sam, I feel like their big players are playing well also. Sam Murray has been really allowed to do as he's pleased, which I just find pretty baffling, to be fair. Mitch Hardy has been really good at half forward as well. Never wastes a possession. I feel like Charlie Thompson has been impactful around the stoppage. Sam Catapan's kicked a good goal. Tom Boyd across half back. We know he got crunched in a contest. But I just feel like all their A-graders have come to play today. Ed Damon's kicked 2 goals. Christie is providing an option, not only as a forward, but as a ruckman. And when all those players play well, I'm not surprised the scoreline reads as it is.
You didn't even mention Lockie O'Brien, who's got 15 touches on the 40 Wing stat sheet. They've just got these game winners, these superstars everywhere. And you might be able to stop 1 or 2, but when they're all up and going, this is a scary outfit, and they're going to take some beating.
Yeah, they certainly are. In terms of Myrtleford Alpine Saints aspect in terms of how they've played in that first half, Winky, yeah, I feel like they've lowered their colours. They haven't looked damaging inside forward 50 at all. Riley Sharp hasn't been sighted. He's up against Jace McQuaid, who's probably the best stopper in the competition, but their midfield has been quite poor today, second rate. So yeah, they've got a little bit of work to do, Myrtleford Alpine Saints, and it's a unique situation now. What does Craig Miller and the Myrtleford Alpine Saints do? Because they would have been told that the Wangaratta Magpies currently lead by 60 points over the Wodonga Bulldogs at half time. So pretty much they know they're going to play this team next week. They're going to play the Rovers next week. So how much does this game become about respectability on the scoreboard, but with one eye on next week, playing the exact same side?
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because you can go at it 2 ways. Do you put all your cards back in your pocket and not show anything? I mean, I think we've probably seen enough of Myrtleford to know how they want to play and what they're going to throw at you. And it's one thing to know what they're going to throw at you, but you got to stop it too, right? But you also don't want to get pants by 70, 80 points out here and then have to front up against this side with that in the back of your head in 7 days' time. Yeah, no, it's a really good point. We'll go around the grounds for Everton Farm Supplies. The Myrtleford Alpine Saints currently trail by 34 points over the Wang Rovers. It's our halftime show for Maccas here on O&M Live. North Albury leads 7-4-46 to Coro at 3-5-23. Jack King has 3 goals for North Albury in the first half. Caelan Bradkey, the single goal kicker for Coro. Might just kill that music if we can. The Wangaratta Magpies a half-time at the Normans Oval. 15 goals and a half. 95-34 over the Wodonga Bulldogs. They lead by 61 points, Winky. Who's kicked the sausage 2 rolls? Goals to Jackson Clark, 3 to Xavier Laverty, 2 to Tilly, 2 to Tweedale, 3 to McLuhan, 2 to Lockie Kennett. It has been one-way traffic for the Dogs. Tommy O'Sullivan, Harry McKimmie, Cohen Ainsworth, Gus Jones and Noah Spiteri. So Hudson Groney has not kicked a goal for the Wodonga Bulldogs. Albury lead by 16 points over Yarrawonga, 3-9-27 to 1-5-11 at the JC Lowe Oval. And Lavington lead by 38 points over the Wodonga Raiders, 57
to 19. So it's fair to say it isn't a really good round of games at the moment, David Wink.
No, not by the sounds of that, but I'm glad we're here and not the JC Lowe Panda.
No, you've made a good point. Bangladesh got rolled for 64, by the way.
64, so Australia's back in.
3 for 50. Marnus Labuschagne bowled for 4, so he could count his chickens goodbye.
Who comes in?
Definitely
Gus McLeod.
Anyone else other than Marnus Labuschagne, let's just say, because his times are numbered. Winky, what do the Myrtleford Alpine Saints need to do to get back into this contest inside the first 5 or 10 minutes in this third quarter?
Well, I mean, they need to put some scoreboard pressure on, but I think they just need to, I think you hit it perfectly. They need to up their energy. Their energy and their effort and their pressure on the ball, carrying, do things with a little bit more purpose. It seems that they're just kind of, I don't know, almost rolling through it at the moment. That might sound a little bit harsh, but I think what you said is that they don't seem like they've got that effort or their maximum effort. They're just sort of cruising at the moment. And the Rovers have made them pay so far, and they're definitely going to have to come to play and put more pressure on the Wang Rovers in this second term.
How have you seen the ruck matchup so far, Winky, as well? Riley Smith and Jai Gribman against Ed Damon and Will Christie.
Oh, I think Will and Ed have it at this point in time, but it's one of those ones that Riley can go forward and kick goals. Same with Ed. Jai probably doesn't go forward, but probably does a lot more of the ruck stuff than Riley. But Ed and Will definitely got the chocolates in this one. But Riley tried to get going in that second term, so I wouldn't be shocked to see him play majority of the ruck in this second half.
Half time for Macca's done and dusted. Myrtleford around on the ground nice and early to prove a point in the third quarter. It's O&M Live. Myrtleford trailed by 34 points over the Rovers, 55-21. We'll take a break. Third quarter action on the other side of this. It's O&M Live on Edge FM, where you won't miss a thing.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the Athlete's Foot.
Game hasn't reached too many heights so far. Let's hope that things change in the third quarter. We're about to get underway here for Wangaratta MG. The Rovers in full control. They lead 55-21 over the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, who are hoping to avoid a fourth loss in 5 games at the McNamara Reserve. We're underway here for Wangaratta MG in the third quarter. And here's Munro for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Gets onto his left and fires a teammate at half forward, all on his own. It's Miotto, lowering the eyes inside 50, onto the chest of Thomas, and bounced off his chest, wasn't able to mark. And the Rovers rebound very quickly out there on the far wing. Will the ball sit for Dylan Wilson? Regan Gorman trudges after him. Wilson does well to get around him and fire it into the pocket with a long ball. Pethbridge floats across, can't mark the footy. Booth sees him over the line for a boundary throw, and deep in attack here for the Wangaratta Rovers. We have gone 38 seconds for Club Mulwala and already an inside 50 here for the Wang Rovers.
It was a great little bit of play by the Saints, but probably just lacked the composure and the timing then just to find the right target going inside forward 50.
Where were you at halftime, Benny?
I went to the toilet.
Thanks. That wasn't a loaded question. Jackson has the footy. Goes by hand here to Jack Druin. Oh, you're an honest man, Benny. I love it. Allison wraps up Maraca beautifully. And we have a ball up out there on the far side at half forward here for the Wang Rovers.
His question was regarding that's what Panda and I spoke about at halftime.
Okay. So threw him under the bus the whole
Correct.
time. Yeah, okay, yep.
There's Maraca on hands and knees. Shovels it to East. Right him down, Winky. For a rare disposal in this game, he's been quiet. Banks goes by hand to Truan, who shows a bit of pace and bounces the footy down the far wing. Almost ran too far and after his bounce. Fires it into the pocket. Riley Sharp. Head over to Sharon. Riccardi's been super quiet. Over the footy, Smith tackles him. Allison here for the Rovers. East ran past the football, got clean bowled. Munro went the fend off, wrapped up in a tackle. Ball up on the paint of the 50 arc here for the Saints.
Yeah, Joel Smith's doing a great job on Brady Riccardi. Hasn't had any impact on the game at all. And likewise, I feel like Jason McQuaid has done a really good job on Riley Sharp in the first half.
Hardy never, ever, ever worries. Got a hand pass to Catapan. Fires the ball to the centre wing. McCarthy was clean at ground level. Got one high. Yep, a little sloppy from Jai Gribben. The Rovers want to play on with the advantage, but the umpire says, bring it back, please. And this should allow Myrtleford to get numbers back in defence.
It should, yes. They should definitely be able to clog up a few lanes. But, yeah, Rovers have been able to move the football. And speaking of that, Sam Murray probably should have got the ball on the fly then.
McCarthy into the pocket. Christie! You literally just said, Benny, they should clog up some lanes, and all of a sudden he finds himself in a pocket of space with no one around him inside 20 metres.
No, it was a beautiful bit of craft then. Great patience and lead then by Will, but also just to drop the football in. Was it McCarthy that kicked it in there?
Yep.
Yeah, beautiful touch then by Alex to find the leading forward. And unfortunately, we haven't seen anything like that from Myrtleford's forward 50 to start. So this will be a great start for the Rovers.
So Will Christie, who's already got 1 goal today. Ed Damon, his teammate, and Big Ruckman with 2. So 3 between the big boys. Christie, kick on the way, straight through the middle. He's up and about. Christie's got 2. Damon's got 2. The Rovers got 9, and that margin is now out to 40 points, all thanks to Harvey Norman betting.
Yeah, it's just becoming harder and harder now for the Saints, isn't it? They just can't seem to get any real flow and consistency in their ball movement or in their game today. So they're going to need a quick response soon, otherwise this game's going to get away from them very quickly, Wink.
Benny, discussion Pen and I had quickly at half time was if you Myrtleford and this happens where the Rovers kick the first couple, do you put your cards back in your back pocket, or do you still try and fight and get a bit of respect on the scoreboard?
With the prospect of
Playing
most
next
likely
week.
playing these guys next week, sit on that for a couple of minutes, Benny, please. Because you don't want to get pantsed here by 60 or 70 points and then front up against the same side next week. In saying that, though, Yarrawonga beat the Rovers in the 2024 semi by 70 points and then lost the grand final. Footy is a funny game. Agosta onto Jackson East, left foot kick, outside of the boot, into the pocket. Good mark by Brodie Paul, who's done a good job on Cooper Thomas, and Murray splits the incoming tacklers, finds his left foot, goes by hand Catapan onto Thompson, and Schulte has it on the far back flank. He's got options in the middle, Catapan, but he stubbed his toe almost and turned the footy over to Riccardi, who's got players in the middle. Maraca, one of those. He has to bide his time here. He's going to go into the pocket as Thomason doubles back. That's where the ball goes. Sharp gets to the front position. Good fist there from Smith. Miotto fires to a vacant goal square and sneaks it home. Snapping around the corner, Lockie Miotto. And the Saints kicked their first goal since the 11th minute of the second quarter. Margin back to 34 points.
Yeah, desperately needed that to try and just find some sort of ascendancy and get back in this contest. And it was a great effort by Riley Sharp. Then he gave probably a 40-metre lead then to provide a target for Josh Maraca then, and it was great forward coming then by Miotto to finish on the snap. So Myrtleford are going to need a few more moments like that if they want to get back into this game, that's for sure, Wink.
Yeah, they certainly are, and you need to take those moments where the ball hits the ground, and those smalls need to get to work. Miotto, Brodie Riccardi, we mentioned before, has been a little bit quiet. Matty Munro kicked a goal similar to that before, so the Myrtleford smalls get to work when the ball hits the ground.
Gee, they needed that badly. Agosta onto Del Bosco. East missed his teammate at half forward, the previous goal kicker in Miotto, but the hand pass might open up here for Booker. Gives it back to Miotto. He goes by hand to Agosta. Gets a quick kick away. It might sit here for Del Bosco. Finds himself in a little bit of space inside 50. Damon tackled by Del Bosco. Ball up inside the Saints attacking arc.
They're able just to pin Myrtleford. They're really good at not giving up a tackle or giving up territory, the Rovers. They're able to corral and force the boundary.
Here's Calvin. Got a hand pass from a teammate. Off to Beatty. Inside the centre square. Long ball to the top of the goal square. Double fist from McQuaid. Doesn't muck around, and a minor score for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, who moved to 4-4-28. 9-7-61 for Harvey Norman betting. We've played 6 minutes in the third quarter. Here is Ben Tellerico for Avis Wangaratta.
He's a super stopper, isn't he, Jace McQuaid? He's just got elite range and he reads the ball so well. And for someone that's not, he's not like a super duper muscular sort of fellow, and Jace is probably going to rip me for saying that, but he just competes and he always seems to be able to get a hand in, as good defenders do.
Jackson East marks the kick in for Myrtleford. Spots up a teammate. More corridor bound in Del Bosco, but he's still outside the arc. Goes into the pocket. That's a smart kick. Smith dropped his chockies in the end. Did everything but mark the footy. The kick from Del Bosco was perfect. And the Rovers exit defence. They dribble it out to the far wing, and it goes across the line for a boundary throw, and a chance goes begging for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints.
He normally swallows those big Riley Smith. That's just uncharacteristic of him. So, yeah, and obviously being able to force a stoppage out in the wing and gain territory, Rovers did take that. Their stoppage game's been really, really strong today.
We'll get some 40-wink stats from Winky in the third quarter for Orbidonga MG. There's a free kick here. A ruck raffle. Nope.
And throw it back in.
Throw it back in. Winky, some 40-winkers, please.
Jackson East up to 5 disposed in this third term. I only had him for 5 in the first half alone, so really coming out after half-time with a point to prove.
Boundary throw in. Far side. East getting a little busier in this third quarter. Hardy, just look at that. Never loses possession of the footy. Goes by a beautiful kick to McMonigal and carries on with a Sharon. Here's Del Zotto setting sail from 45, just across the face for a minor score. Mitch Hardy was so clever and is always perfect with the Sharon in hand. A minor score to the Rovers, 9-8-62 to the Saints, 4-4-28 for Harvey Norman betting. We've played 8 minutes for Club Mulwala.
We haven't seen any of that sort of ball movement from the Saints today. I feel like every time they've moved the ball forward or had a look inside forward 50, they've really had to work for it, whereas Rovers have just had a lot more cleaner looks going inside forward 50.
So here's Regan Gorman for the Saints. Gets it back from a teammate in Calvin. They're going to try and switch the footy again across defence. Ferguson has it. Had a super year, Nick Ferguson. Really good year. Kick, looking for Harrington, but Del Zotto impacts the contest. Miotto and the Saints have numbers. Goes down the line, but he's turned it over. Brodie Paul sets himself and marks for the Rovers on the half-back flank. And Paul and Smith and all these guys want to keep their spot because they know there's others to come back in and there's a big final series ahead. Benny Tallarico.
Exactly right, mate. You hit the nail on the head there. I think there's a lot of blokes who are trying to prove their spot and cement their spot in the side. And, yeah, we know at the Rovers it's very, very competitive for selection. And I think these boys are going to want to try and put in a good performance rolling into the finals.
Inside 50 numbers in the third quarter, Winky.
5 to the Myrtleford Saints, 3 to the Wayne Rovers.
Boundary throwing a good one too by the young man. Del Bosco getting busier in the third quarter. East with an over-the-head hand pass. Smith looking for Munro. And he snaps the ball down the wing, but he's turned it over. And the man we just spoke about, Joel Smith, who's done a good job on Brodie Riccardi, intercepts for the Rovers. Goes by hand to O'Brien, and here's this sweeping long switch of the footy. Trying to find Tommy Boyd, who's got a bit of work to do. Gets around Riccardi easily. Short little nibbly one to Brodie Paul, who goes out wide, but he's turned it over. Good pressure from the Saints. Harrington mowed down by Schulte. Great tackle, never gave in. Oh no, he's tripped him. He's legged him. He's legged him, and it's a free kick here to Damon Harrington. Corridor kick, oh, not great. Two Saints looked at each other and no one wanted the Sharon, and the Rovers pounce. Clever tap here by Christie. Will the ball sit for Hardy? It will. He goes by hand to Thompson. Into the pocket, Philo. He's being told to go back even though he's got Cleland all on his own, but Brodie is sensing one thing, a Brodie Philo moment and a big goal.
Yeah, it's fantastic ball movement, and it's been the story of the day. Myrtleford turning the football over in a terrible spot and Rovers punishing like good teams do. So, yeah, you just can't afford to turn the football over in that spot of the ground.
So Brodie Philo missed a rare game of footy last week. We know he's played over 500 games. Lines up from probably 55, journey easily, but across the face looking for a bit of extra distance from Brodie. 9-9-63 the Rovers, 4-4-28 the Saints. 11 minutes played into the third quarter for Albury Wodonga MG.
He looks like he hardly kicks it, doesn't he? He just goes so far every single time.
Yeah, they've just got to try and find a way to put a bit more speed on the football at the moment, the Saints. I feel like this short build-up game isn't working for them, so it might be worth just giving something a roll of the dice and see if they can open the game up a bit more.
We'll get back. We might let you answer the question we asked you in the first minute of this third quarter, Benny Tell. If you are the Saints, what are you doing here? You're going to play these guys next week. You're in a careful balance between showing too many cards for next week, but also a little bit of respectability on the scoreboard right now.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is they'd probably look to try and test a few things. I think one thing I would keep in mind is whether or not you try and set things up for the next game, whether that be like, all right, yeah, they're not tagging us today, but come a final, do they go a really hard tag? Try and lure a team into a false sense of security. So there would be some things that are working in the background right now, but at the moment I think they just want to try and play a bit more the way they want to play, and they're doing it yet again, aren't they?
Yep, turnover on cue right then from Harrington. Turn the footy over to Mitch Hardy, who flicks it out wide. McCartney marks tied up against the boundary. Went by foot to Allison, out wide to Del Zotto. Careful inboard kick to O'Brien. They are running in waves here, the Rovers. They're lining up out there on the far side. McCarthy had defensive pressure come from Munro, but they've worked it out there. McCarthy dribbling inside forward 50. Goes out of bounds in front of the scoreboard, which reads 9-9-63. The Rovers 4-4-28. The Saints at the 12th minute for Club Mulwala. Winky with some 40-wink stats in this third quarter.
Mitch Hardy up to the 5 disposed in this third term. This guy's an absolute ace. I reckon he's a Morris Medal chance, BT.
Yeah, serious player. It's crazy that you get probably one of the best footballers outside of the AFL goes into one of the best country footy teams going around.
And plays half forward.
And there he is. He just never, ever looks frazzled at all, Mitch Hardy. He's so cool under pressure. Del Zotto, inside forward 50 once again. Damon making a contest, bringing the ball to ground. Philo setting himself for a flick on the goals. Went by hand looking for Cleland, and East clears it far and wide and high outside defensive 50. Finds Riccardi, who marks on centre wing. This is where it might open up here for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Truan has the footy at half forward. Sharp. First bit of time and space he's had all day, and Riley Sharp will mark directly in front. 30 out for the Saints.
Yeah, it's the first time they've been able to sort of just string together a few possessions and find Riley on a lead. He just hasn't had a lot of those opportunities so far, and it's just the way in which Myrtleford want to try and move the football a little bit better. But one thing I have noticed is I reckon Sam spent a lot of this quarter on the bench, so whether or not they're just trying to manage, he comes back on after a pretty long spell, so whether or not they're just managing his minutes going into this second half, I dare say.
Goal so far, Riley Sharp, directly in front, makes no mistake for the Saints. Brings the margin back to 29 points, 34 playing 63. Riley's got his first for Harvey Norman betting, third term for Albury Wodonga MG.
Yeah, and Ned Damon was quite slow to get up out of that last contest at full forward for the Rovers. Again, he's outside the first quarter, he spent the rest of the game sitting at full forward, so obviously they're just trying to manage a few guys in terms of injuries and niggles and whatnot. So it'll be interesting to see how things pan out come finals.
Funny you say that, Benny. I don't reckon Muzz has stepped 1 second in the midfield today.
There you go.
Played off halfback all day and off the bench.
Yeah, managing his minutes for sure. Of course, we know he's had 2 hamstring niggles now for the year. And he doesn't need to go in the midfield when he got blokes like Thompson and Hardy. And here comes McCarthy kicking to the top of the goal square. Pethbridge went back with courage. Impacted the contest and kept his cool to find a teammate in defence in Beatty. Gives it back to Pethbridge now. He's got a bit of work to do. Has to clear defence quickly. Finds Jake Sharp. Outside the defensive 50. Broadcast side. Left half back. Always looking in towards the corridor. Bites off an aggressive one. Look at the numbers there for the Rovers. They swarm for the turnover. O'Brien onto Thompson. Here's McCarthy. Has to get rid of it in a hurry. Tumbling ball inside 50. Bouncing through for 1 minus score. Pethbridge happy to see it across the chalk. 64 plays 34. Myrtleford with a quick kick in. Catapan impacts the contest, and once again, he's going to come straight back here. Dalzotto, bullet-like into McMonigal. Dropped an easy chest mark. Found a teammate by hand. Clellan on the left foot snap. Across the face again. 9-11, 65. 5-4, 34. Margin back to 31 points at the 16th minute mark for Club Mulwala. I reckon they're too aggressive with their ball movement, Benny Tell.
It comes back to the point Winky brought up with the decision-making. They're going for an option, and if it doesn't come off, there's an outnumber of 3-1 around the football for the Rovers. So, very low percentage. I'm all about trying to take the game on and try and open things up and whatnot, but there's a difference between that and then being just reckless with the football, and I think Myrtleford have been on the latter side of that today.
Yeah, you're spot on, mate. Spot on for Avis Wangaratta. Riley Smith, good contested mark for Mawson's Concrete. Out there on the far side. He's going to hug the boundary line. Gribben flying at the footy. Good mark over Sam Murray. Handball at Jai. Handball, he's been called to play on, and that's why he's got to handball it, because he's turned it over.
Just in 3 minds then.
Yep, Tom Boyd marking across half back. He switched the footy aggressively, and O'Brien is off to the races down the broadcast wing. He's taken 2 bounces. Look at that for an option. Spots up Brody Philo at full pace. He likes something in the pocket. It's Clelland. Kick was beautiful. That is the difference between the two sides today, Benny Tell.
It certainly is, and look, again, I'm not one to know what Myrtleford's game plan is, but I would have thought most teams play a pretty modern brand and pressing forward to defend the ball carrier, and you can't give Lockie O'Brien that much time and space to run out of half-back and just make whatever decision he wants. I think it was Diesel Beatty out here on the wing who was following his man. He should have come up and forced that handball over the top. But, yeah, it was just disappointing play by the Saints then.
Force someone else other than Lockie O'Brien to kick that ball inside 50.
Exactly right.
So Oscar Clelland in the pocket, trying to keep his spot. He's got to kick goals like that. He's got to kick those goals.
Just poked at it.
He did. 9-12, 66 to 5-4, 34. The Rovers in full control by 32 points. I reckon they've kicked 1 goal 5 in this third term, have the Wangaratta Rovers, so they should really be 60-odd points in front, you would have thought. They've missed some really easy options here. Riley Smith has the ball at half-back, pops one over the top to East, torpedo balls down the line, but it's been cut off again. Brody Paul marks out there on the far side, and this is where it's just breaking down for Myrtleford, Benny Tell.
Yeah, they've just dominated this portion of the ground. Forward of half-back, they can't get anything going, the Saints, and it's this here. See how they're just defending the short kick really, really strong. They're not giving anything to Myrtleford, and the same again. They want to do this, but Rovers are up for it. They're off ball running super right now.
Our man Winky is in a world of hurt today, I reckon. He's taken the headphones off about 4 times this quarter. He can't see. I reckon he's got the sniffles.
Yeah, have been crook this week, Blake, as you're aware.
You have indeed. Good contest there from Lockie O'Brien. Cybank's been quiet. He's turned it over with his inboard hand pass. Philo swings around on the right, fires it into a 1v2. Pethbridge floats back, drops the mark. Quick hand pass to Calvin, who's fumbled and invites pressure. They swarm on him, but he's given away a high one. Has Stewie Booth. Lucky because Calvin fumbled. They just look out of sorts today, the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, Benny Tell.
Yeah, they really do. They're lacking composure. And we know who brings that tenfold, Winky. Who's the bloke that's gone out of the side this week?
Simon Curtis.
And a really poor turnover again at half-back. Tommy Boyd dizzles and dazzles and pinpoints one to Catapan. He goes by hand to Mitch Hardy, fires on goal, drop punt on the run from Mitch Hardy across the face. 1 goal, 6 now in the third quarter.
Jeez.
For the Wang Rovers. 33 points the margin at the 20th minute mark for Club Mulwala.
We touched on it pre-game, but both sides just have this in them where they can be really, really inaccurate. Like, Rovers, for all their domination, should be miles ahead right now. Like this, Myrtleford are fortunate, but on the flip side, Myrtleford really aren't any danger right now of scoring against the Rovers. So they need to try and do something to try and change the tide.
Jake Sharp with the kick-in duties, but he's going to come straight back though because the contest rebounds towards the Rovers. Thompson, careful little kick to Catapan. Outside the attacking arc into the pocket. Cleland all on his own. Dropped what he should have taken in the end and regathers his footy. Beautiful kick across the goals to Damon, 2 to beat. Schulte roves and kicks a beautiful steer line goal today. He's all class, this young man, Noah Schulte. Roving beautifully and kicking the Rovers' well-deserved 10th goal.
He's a superstar. He can play. He's played majority of the games, I reckon, that he could have played after coming out of the thirds program. So he's one that I think's got destined for high-level football. I think I can see him playing state league football in the next few years. And, yeah, with finishing ability like that, he just reads it. His processing was always the thing that stood out to me as he progressed through the juniors and the under-18s. He just always seems to be 1 or 2 steps ahead of everyone else. And, yeah, his running capacity and his ball use, everything like that, he's a really, really talented youngster, Noah Schulte.
Anything to add, Winky?
No.
You just want to go home, don't you?
Oh, I reckon Benny nailed it.
You just want to go home.
Oh,
What do you got on tonight, Wink?
No, nothing. I've got a first birthday party tomorrow, though. That should be good fun.
They always are good fun.
Yeah.
Yep, they're extremely fun. Anyway. Cy Banks has the footy for Myrtleford out there on the far wing. Smith comes up and meets the footy. Maraca left it behind. Allison on hands and knees. They're fighting desperately like a final here, other Rovers. I think Myrtleford are just switched off, I think. Hardy finds Catapan. Inboard kick here to Philo. They're lining up here, the Rovers, out there on the far side. Even Christie's running past for a handball receive. Philo says, get out of my way. I'm going to pump it long. Inside forward 50, Ferguson. Work to do for the Saints in defence. Cleland applying a good tackle. Damon sniffing a major. He's clearly pushed his opponent in the back. In Zach Pethbridge, the ground level.
Well spotted, Blake.
What's well spotted?
Free kick.
Thanks, David. Good for you to actually be here and add a little bit to the call today.
Hey, I'm here.
Ferguson has it in the defensive goal square. Oh, he's turned that over almost. O'Brien. Here's East running onto the football. Bit of time and space. Overlapping hand pass to Miotto, who tries to get around a couple now. He's in real trouble. Just got a kick away, but the Rovers are there with all the numbers on centre wing. Christie has it. Thompson, it's too easy at the moment. Back to Christie. He's going to hug the boundary line, kick to half forward. 1-on-1, Booth against Gorman. Del Bosco sweeping up here for the Saints. High ball down the wing. Miotto overruns to Sharon. McCarthy has it now. Floating ball back towards the attacking area here for the Rovers, who have been in control since the opening minutes of this game. Damon snaps it to a vacant goal square. Noah Schulte pushing forward. He's going to settle. He's going to snap. And Schulte's got 3. Noah Schulte's got 3 for the Wang Rovers. 45 points the margin here for Harvey Norman betting.
He's having an absolute game, isn't he, right now? And I think we knew that he's played some really good football in his senior career so far, but Yeah, this is as good as I've seen him play. Winky's been very, very impressive and just covers the ground so well. And like I said, he was out then. He had an absolute paddock then if that ball had a sat for him. So he's a very classy operator, young Noah.
Well, it looked like that ball was just going to find him, land straight on his chest, didn't it?
Yep. Yeah, it was a good centering kick then by Eddie. Just be predictable to your teammates, and there should be someone in the right spot.
Might go around the grounds when we can for Everton Farm Supplies, Winky. I just want you to hit me with the closest game, because it's fair to say they're all Scheisenhausen at the moment. Myrtleford go inside forward 50 with a rare entry. Allison and Thompson fighting on the ground level. Thomason pushed in the back. Umpire says play on. O'Brien has to get rid of it in a hurry because Mioto wrapped him up. Calvin on to Smith. Swings it around the corner. Back inside 50 they go, the Saints. Will the ball sit for Truant? No. Catapan dives on the Sharon. Tough as buggery. Mioto, did he get one high? Umpire says I'll have it. Ball up inside the Saints attacking arc.
So the closest game we've got for around the grounds to Everton Farm Supply, Yarrawonga have come back and lead 8 goals 654 to Albury's 4 goals 13-37.
What about at the John Ford Oval, please, between North Albury and Corowa?
North Albury lead that one 71-44.
Yeah, wow.
It's a disappointing outcome at the moment for the Roos. Snapping on goal is Riccardi. I reckon he's got it. Brody Riccardi has kicked a steer line goal today, picked the footy up, fired towards a vacant goal square, and Myrtleford jag one back.
Very much so against the grain as well then, but I think this will be really interesting to see how the teams approach this final quarter, whether or not Rovers just put the cue in the rack and just sort of go into a preservation mode, because we all know times like this is the worst time possible to cop an injury or cop a knock that's going to set you out for a week or two going into the final series. So, yeah, look, as much as it's 39 points at the moment, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the game sort of pans out towards the end.
Back in the middle here, the McNamara Reserve. Cloud setting over the hills here as Myrtleford torpedo the ball inside forward 50, setting himself in defence and intercepting beautifully is Tommy Boyd. He's grabbed his right foot. Tom Boyd has grabbed his right foot and looks to be in a world of pain.
Oh, no.
Tom Boyd, this is a massive story here for the Wang Rovers. Let's hope it's just cramp. Yep, let's hope it's just cramp. Everyone with a big, big sigh of relief here, I think, at the McNamara Reserve. He's just jogging off the ground here at the moment, which is a good sign. Let's hope that he's all right. That's the last thing they need, Benny Tallarico.
Yeah, he's played such a good game today too. It would be enormous. It literally, just as I said it then too, like this is the sort of thing where you just don't want to lose key players.
Well, he doesn't step foot on the ground for the rest of the game. Pretty simple. As Agosta goes inside 50, I thought that was tunnelling against one of the Myrtleford players there. He looks down. It's Truant.
Whoever it is has not moved.
Yeah, Jackson East has intercepted in the hole here for Myrtleford. But yeah, Truant is slow to get up here. I thought he got tunnelled.
Yeah, he landed really awkwardly, almost horizontally. So, no, that's no good at all.
Well, anyway, Jackson East has a shot on goal. They're going down left, right and centre here. But anyone who has any sniff of an injury, you just take them off, you put them in the rack here, Benny Tell.
You do. You don't want to take any risks whatsoever. And Rovers are probably in a position now where they can probably just look after a couple of blokes going into this last quarter.
Siren sounds end here. The third quarter as Jackson East sneaks it home here for the Saints. They've got the last 2 goals of the third quarter. Margin back to 33 points. 7-4-46. Playing 79 here on O&M Live. That third quarter went 27 minutes for Club Mile Whaler. We'll take a break. When we come back, fourth quarter on the other side of this. It's O&M Live. The Saints taking on the Rovers. And on O&M Live, you will not miss the thing.
Join Claire.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
We go to David Wink for some of the numbers in the third quarter, and also our quarter's best for the Premix King.
Quarter's best for the Wang Rovers was Noah Schulte. He lit it up. He kicked a couple of nice goals there and really put the foot down when the time came to do so. And then for the Myrtleford fellas, I let Jackson East come alive in that third term. Him and Riley Smith tried their guts out, but a little too late, unfortunately, for the Myrtleford guys. And the Rovers just kicked away, and we'll wait to see what happens in terms of putting players on ice and resting guys this fourth term.
Well, a big scare and the big story in that third quarter was when Tommy Boyd went down holding his right foot. He still looks a little ginger, but, I mean, he looks a lot better than what we probably thought. He was grasping at his right foot, and he did eventually run from the ground. He's gone straight to the bench, so I'd be very, very surprised if he took any further part in this game, Benny Tallarico.
No, can't afford to lose someone of Tom's calibre too, especially given that you haven't got Nathan Cooper for the rest of the season. So Need to look after these key players and make sure that they've got as many of their top liners ready to fire come next weekend.
Might go around the grounds if we can too, Winky, for Everton Farm Supplies.
We can do that, Blake, as my phone loads up.
3/4 time in all scores in the Ovens and Murray.
The Cora Rouge Trail, North Albury, 71-50. Wang Magpies doing a number on the Wodonga Bulldogs, 129-52. Sending a message to the rest of the competition come finals next week when they have the week off. Yarrawonga Pigeons, 9 goals, 660, lead the Tigers, 4 goals, 438. And then Lavington, 13-9-87, lead the Raiders, 5 goals, 333.
Who's kicked the goals for the Magpies today?
Laverty has kicked 4, Aidan Tilley, James McCludden with 3, Jackson Clark, Josh Tweeddale, Lockie Kennett with 2 apiece, Dan Sharrock, Tyson Young, Jack Mapleson, and Waitai Tua, Pandas man, has singles.
We might get a little around the grounder as well from the Ovens and King, and maybe some Telenga League scores as well. Of course, finals in both of those competitions. So
who do we have in the O&K, Blake?
We have Bright and Moyu playing at the moment at North Wangaratta.
Hopefully they've hit double digits.
Yeah, it was 8-4 last time we checked, so let's hope the scores move a little bit there. And at the Telenga League, we've got Kiwa Sandy Creek taking on Yak and Danda.
Kiwa Sandy Creek lead 44-23 in that clash at Sandy Creek.
You mow down a Bank WAW Ovens and King footy netball score, please, if you can, David.
Say that again for me.
A Bank WAW Ovens and King footy netball score, please, David. Was I speaking a different language, Ben? Or
you need to get on this app, mate. This is way easier. Just get on this one here and you can have them all sitting up there.
It's called the Play HQ app, Winky. Come to the 21st century, my friend.
I do Play HQ with my eyes closed. Bright lead that 39-19 over Moyu. So that is an absolute thriller at North Wang.
It certainly is. Here's Jackson East for the Saints. 4th term underway for the Colonel, the best chef on earth, KFC, Colonel Sanders, as Munro goes into the pocket over the head of Riley Smith. And Jace McQuaid marks here for the Wangaratta Rovers. Had a good game, Jace. Hasn't featured once in the Team of the Year yet. It's going to be hard to leave him out this year. Of course, Essendon VFL listed. Not sure he's played a game, has he, this year, Benny, with Essendon?
I don't think so, no, which is hard to believe, isn't it?
Yeah, I would be putting him over Ben Mackay in the senior side. But anyway, the Rovers dribble the ball down the far wing. Noah Schulte, in fact, McMonigal leaving the footy behind. Regan Gorman was tackled hard. I reckon he just got in the back. Yeah, it's a free kick to Regan Gorman for the Saints out there on the far wing. Good crowd in here today. Look at the Canberra's packed over there on the hill.
How many in the house, BT?
Oh, I reckon there's every bit of 1,000 more in the house today. Benny, what do you think?
Yeah, 1,200.
Yep, a good crowd. Travi Cartwright there on the balcony. He's got the thumbs up. He's the mayor of Myrtleford, our man Travi. He's saying that I reckon you're about right. Could even be more, I reckon. Good crowd.
Travi's that nice, he wouldn't tell you if you were wrong, Peter.
No, exactly right. I've never heard him swear. Damon on to Thompson. The Rovers are away again. O'Brien. Good kick. Christie on the lead. The big towering man. He's got Philo letting up him. Ignores it, so he's going to kick this out the back of the goal square. Booth got rid of Pethbridge. Should have been a free kick, but Ferguson floats in and marks for the Saints in defence. Goes short to Munro. So this is where we do our best to make this sound really exciting, Benny Tell, because both of these sides couldn't give a shizen about rest of today.
No.
It's all about next week.
It's all about next week, isn't it? And I think Myrtleford are just going to want to try and hopefully have a few more decent passages of ball movement that they can highlight during the review. Because right now, Funky's going to be scratching his head as to what he's going to pull out as a highlight for this game.
Outside of that Riley Sharp goal in the third quarter, I think that's their only goal, I would say, from transition all game. Benny Tell, which is something you don't normally say about the Saints. Christie just pitching wedged this ball into the pocket, but Pethbridge marks in defence for the Saints. Plays on, looks towards the centre, and Augusta marks for the Saints. If they can get this guy going in September, watch out. That switch is a beautiful ball out to Jack Truant. That's the first pinpointing switch they've done all day. Here's Del Bosco into the pocket looking for Riccardi, who's out the back on Smith. Best ball movement of the day, hands down for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints.
Yeah, and it's off the back of just a beautiful weighted kick by Kai Augusta to come across from half back. So they haven't had that all day. It's been really, really limited, and that's credit to Rovers' defence. They've been really, really strong with how they've set up the ground, and forced really hard looks. And even that, like, it's still a shot from a really tough angle.
So Riccardi tied up against the paint, kicking to the Buffalo River end. He's going to go the traditional drop punt, and he's just hooked it to the near side. Myrtleford 7-5, 47. The Rovers 11-13, 79. Fourth term for KFC. That's on the Border Switchboard scoreboard. And I tell you what, Brendan Janvey and the crew at Border Switchboards, the VP of the Magpies, will be chock-a-block after today's big win. Minor premiers, the Wangaratta Magpies.
Yeah, it's been a massive season for them. They've I think the only 2 games they've dropped has been to this Rovers side.
Yep.
So, no, they've had a super year, the Magpies, and I think they're hungry to go one further than last year.
Out of bounds on the full from the Rovers, and the Saints have a chance to go back inside 50 again. Truan puts his hand up and says, "Lead at me, Big Riley," and that's what he does. And he puts it right on his tit, and Riley Smith will line up. Slightish angle, 30 out.
Yeah, he's marked that on his upper chest, I reckon. It's almost put a hole through him then. But the big fella is a good target to have up forward, and like I said before, I feel like Ed's probably just got the tick today, Wink, in terms of the battle, but if Riley can get a few late in the game, he might sort of even it up a little bit.
Winky hasn't been able to see, mate. He's had something in his right eye all day. He's still blinking. He's got the shits, Winky.
Well,
he's not happy.
Riley Smith is hard to miss, so I have noticed him out there. Yeah.
Riley Smith usually does this part of the game well, but he's just missed. A rare miss from a set shot from the big man. And it's a minor score, 7-6-48 to 11-13-79. Margin at 31 points at the 4.5 minute for Club Mulwala. We just awkwardly tune in on some people's conversations down below.
Yeah, the effects mics have done well today. They're picking up stuff in the middle of the ground.
Certainly has. And the kick in again has been intercepted by Ferguson from the Rovers. He goes to Gorman, who marks a couple of metres inside the centre square. He's going to fire this ball in again. He's going to land about 20 from goal. Riley Smith sets himself. Big defensive fist from the Rovers. Lands in the lap of the 3-goal kicker in Schulte. But it's going to come straight back. They just can't exit their attacking half here. Or defensive half, rather, the Rovers. Sharp marks. Winky just trying to... I'm not sure what he's doing, our man David.
No, Ben's headphones were cutting out, but he's accidentally turned himself all the way down.
Right.
So I just
you turned me down.
So I just told him to turn it back up and you'll be able to hear.
Yes, Benny did write down headset cutting out. And I'm like, what are you talking about, man? And now we've got to the bottom of it.
It's still cutting out.
Oh, well, we'll fix it up.
We'll work it out.
We'll
it's
just
all right.
get through.
We'll survive.
We're on finals watch, mate. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Munro goes back to Jake Sharp. Inboard kick finds Ferguson. He's had a lot of the footy today, Nick Ferguson.
He's played a pretty good game, to be honest.
He's had a good year, really good year. Goes towards Agosta, who comes from 2 back. Impacts the contest, crunches it. O'Brien has the footy. Just takes a... Why is Tom Boyd on the ground? Get him off. That is so strange. Yeah. Maybe, clearly he's all right, but I just would not... Noah Schulte has just dumped Riley Booker there, who's now holding his head. There's a downfield free kick to Kai Agosta. Centering ball at the back. Riccardi's there, the previous goal kicker. Miotto went by hand to Agosta. Bananas it across the face of goal, and it lands just before going out of bounds on the full. And we'll have a throw in deep in the pocket for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, 48-79. We've had no goals in this fourth quarter. Both sides firmly with their attention to next week.
Yeah, definitely. Both are definitely looking ahead, and it's fallen back into a bit of a stalemate again, hasn't it, Panda?
Certainly has for the Wang Pump Shop. Make sure you get all your pumps sorted ahead of the fire season for the Wang Pump Shop. Hardy always clean. Good tackle. Good tackle from Del Bosco. Wraps him up and wins a free kick holding the ball in front of the scoreboard. He pans his eyes. He likes something inboard. He likes something at the top of the 50. It's Jake Sharp, but Schulte impacts just before he could mark. And here come the Rovers against the run of play. Christie gets around a couple of tacklers. By hand to Hardy. Watch it. He always does something well. In fact, I reckon it was Del Zotto. Yeah. It was. On to Philo. Centering ball. Here's Mick Monagle. Kicked 1 goal 2 today. Harry. Getting a lot of advice on where to kick this, Sharon. You go, stuff you all. I'm going out wide to Hardy. How many's he had today, Wink?
This will be 23.
I reckon you've got him 5 short there, Wink.
Potentially.
Of course, you have had something in your eye for most
Maybe
of the day.
Double it.
Oh, McCarthy, strong mark. Or is he out of bounds? Nope. Marked it on the double grabber just inside the line. And this guy is so good. Alex McCarthy. He's going to run around here and not muck around. He's lining up for the left foot snap. Alex McCarthy runs in, left foot snap is across the face for a minor score. The Rovers move to 11-14-80 to 7-6-48 on the Border Switchboard scoreboard.
And we'll go back to that intercept at half back. Just how quick Noah Schulte reacted to that to go and force the contest, which then led to the transition outside the back 50.
Why are you even thinking about taking that kick in the first place?
Exactly right, yeah. Long switch across goals. It just doesn't...
They've done it all day.
Yeah, I know.
I'm still fascinated as to why Tom Boyd's on the ground. Yeah, I want that to be the first question you ask Sam Murray after the game, please, Benny Tell.
Why don't you just yell out to him?
He'd probably tell me to get stuffed.
Yeah.
As the Saints move the footy down the wing. Spinning out of traffic is Cy Banks, and then he genuinely hand-passed to the opposition. That was strange. Thompson onto Allison. Overlapping run and gun. Hand-passed is awesome. Thompson inboard here to Philo. This would be one of the goals of the year. Brody Philo outside of the boot from 45. Lands in the goal square. That would have been some goal from Brody Philo. The Saints win it back in the defence. Calvin has it. We've played 9 minutes for Club Mulwala. You know, there should be some sort of weird, strange round 18 or final round rule where both sides can just shake hands and see you later, I reckon.
I don't know how good that would be for us, though.
No, it wouldn't. I mean, we got bills to pay and everything to sort out, but who cares? Riley Sharp tries to run onto this football inside 50, then applies a good tackle on Smith. Umpire says, I'll have it. In attack here for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints.
We'd at least get home earlier.
We would. You'd go straight to the pub, Wing.
Yeah, potentially.
Not potentially. Damon jams it out of the contest, finds Oscar Clellan, one of these boys who's trying to keep his spot for a big final series. High ball down the wing. Oh, Stewie Booth, that was not all that great. Misjudged the football. Here's Christie. Has the ball down the wing, onto Catapan. Inboard kick is aggressive, but he finds Mitch Hardy. He's going to come for you after the game, Winky.
I'll be in the car park.
I reckon that's a threat. Delzotto out to Wilson. And here is Stewie Booth. He's got the ball right on the paint of the 50 here. I'm not sure he's got the journey. Congested forward 50. He's going to sit this up and ask for a big flyer. McCarthy trying to mark. Gorman dribbling hand pass. Sharp likewise. Del Bosco high ball. It's going to be marked by Cy Banks. Deep in defence for Myrtleford. So we have had no goals in this last quarter. We've played 11 minutes for KFC. As Harrington brings the footy out of defence. Gribben impacted. But Tom Boyd shouldn't be on the ground. Just get off, Boydie. He goes short to Mitch Hardy, rather. And here is Lockie O'Brien now. Fires it into the pocket. Look at that for a kick. Oh, Catapan absolutely sandwiched the other way. As he tried to mark it. Schulte it is. It's Noah Schulte. It's Noah Schulte who will line up for his 4th goal. The young man. I don't reckon he's ever kicked. I reckon this is the first time he's kicked 3. Now he's lining up for 4.
Yeah, he's had an absolute game and a half. And it's all been in this. Well, most of it's been in the second half. He's been super. As we said, we've heaped his praise today, but this would cap off what would be, I think, his best game at senior football.
A Rovers under 18 player, Benny?
Yep, Winky. Sorry, mate. Just coughing my guts up.
He's caught your disease, Winky. Noah Schulte for 4. I reckon he's slid it home just. Noah Schulte's got 4. He's a contender for our Revel Training Player of the Day, which, of course, will be decided by these two in the box. So, Noah, if you don't win it, David Wink and Benny Tallarico is who you can blame. The margin extends for the Wangaratta Rovers for Border Switchboards here in this 4th quarter.
No, he's had a fantastic game. And, yes, he is a Wangaratta Rovers thirds product, come through the ranks and played a fair bit of football when he was still eligible to be playing third. So he's someone that clearly the Rovers have identified as someone who can contribute at senior level. And today he's definitely proved that, hasn't he, Wink? So I think this is, we talk about all the top liners Rovers, but they've got some seriously talented kids making up the bottom end of their list and also playing in the reserves too. So they're in a pretty good position at the moment, the Rovers.
Noah Schulte, the first goal in this last quarter at the 13th minute mark for Club Mulwala. Big Jai Gribber marks at centre half forward. On to Del Bosco. Riley Sharp sets himself and crunches the contest. Ball deep in attack here for Myrtleford. Harrington snapping from about 30 out, didn't get the distance, and Paul marks in the goal square. In fact, it's Murray. Plays on straight away to Charlie Thompson. How many for Charlie today, please, Winky?
Charlie, this will be 22.
Oh, Schulte with a Mawson's Concrete mark of the day. On to Philo. They've got the overlap player here out the back is Stewie Booth. He can go into the pocket to big Will Christie. That's where he goes. Finds him. He's played on there, Will Christie. Yep, he's been called to play on.
Oh.
Tries to left foot banana from tight up against the boundary. Damon roving there as McCarthy. Will the ball sit for the big Rooster? Goes by hand to Wilson. On to Cleland, retreating a fair way. Delzotto will fire from 35. Drop punt is across the face for 1 minus score. Margin out to 39 points. 87-48 for Avis Wangaratta. Here's Ben Tellerico.
Yeah, big Jai Gribben was slow to get up after that marking contest deep inside forward 50. Looks to be all right now, but yeah, going back with the flight, him and Eddie just collided for the football then.
Just find out some scores as round 18 comes to a close in the home and away season. I tell you what, there will be some sore heads tomorrow for 5 teams in the Ovens and Murray who aren't playing footy next week. There'll be some silly Sundays going on as well, I reckon.
2 of those will be North Albury and Coro. The Hoppers 85-52 leading that one at John Ford Oval. Wangaratta 147-64 over the Bulldogs. Yarrawonga 73-42 over the Albury Tigers. Albury kicked 4 goals, 18.
You're joking.
4 goals, 18-42.
Wow.
And Lavey Panthers 115-39 over the Raiders.
The way Benny Tellerico's going, I don't reckon we'll see him for a week.
That's
He's coughing his guts up here in the box.
We don't need to see him until next weekend, do
No, exactly right. He can be as crook as he likes during the week.
Just rest myself up for the weekend.
For the elimination final, which will be Wodonga versus Yarrawonga. It's as simple as that now.
Yep.
Next
Am I
Sunday.
on that game, Blake?
Not sure, Winky. Can you see?
Yeah, I'll be.
You were talking to me with one eye closed, mate.
Yeah, it's
calling the pirate.
Now he's got both closed. Winky.
Blow the siren.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that, isn't it? Ball trickles out there on the far side, where we start thinking about the MVPs, the Rebel Training Player of the Day, all the important awards. Of course, it's going to be interesting to see who wins our MVP. Because there's 3 players all on 9 votes, and I don't know if there's 3 medals in the 2AY Edge FM budget.
No,
so we might have to make a hard call here.
Well, 2 of them that are tied, I think. One is
Riley Smith.
Yeah. And
Jake Gaynor.
Yep.
Well, they won't get any votes today, I wouldn't have thought.
No. Thanks, Winky.
There's someone else as well that was Matt Wilson?
I actually cannot remember. We might get you just to scroll back on the Facebook, Benny. We'll get Benny to. Get Winky to. Maraka's got the footy at half back. He's going to chip the footy looking towards True and inboard. Pushed off the footy. Gribben trying to get a kick away. Does so. O'Brien marks on centre wing. He's had a good game today, Lockie O'Brien.
Certainly has. He racks him up, doesn't he?
Yep. What have you thought about his move to half back throughout the year, Benny Tell?
No, I like it. I think he's everything, his skill set, he's a beautiful ball user. He moves so well. I think everyone thought, like Sam Murray playing off half back, just how dominant he had been. And you go and add a pretty similar sort of clone on the other side. It just, they've just got, luxuries galore, the Rovers. And Lockie's had a fantastic year off half back. I prefer him there, to be honest, in the wing. So, There's just so many people that you got to try and shut down for the Rovers, and you can't do it all in one day. So that's the difficult part for the rest of the competition.
Regan Gorman has the footy for Myrtleford. Del Bosco on to Jackson East. Non-preferred. Riley Booker drops an easy chest mark out there on the far side, and it goes across the line for a boundary throw-in. So 87 playing 48 here. 39 the margin. Has Winky found the MVP leaderboard?
Yeah, it was Joel Stevens. Is the other tie with Jake Gaynor.
Joel Stevens, is it, Winky? Just fix that microphone of yours, my friend. There you go. It's a little bit closer, a little bit more central.
How's that, Blake?
That's much better, David.
Yeah, there we go.
Much better.
Beautiful.
Joel Stevens, Jake Gaynor and Riley Smith, is it, Winky?
No, Jackson East.
Sorry, Jackson East.
So you'd say that
Riley Smith 1 vote behind on 8.
Joel's probably the best chance now, given...
And I hope those guys have put 2 and 2 together here.
I'm not going to assume that.
Neither am I. Good kick here from Myrtleford, finds Harrington in the middle of the McNamara. Hand to Diesel Beatty, who runs right into a Noah Schulte tackle, and now he's almost dispossessed and lost the footy. Here they come again, the Rovers. McCartney's hand passed a little bit too much pepper on it for O'Brien. Runs into a Maraca tackle. That's holding the ball. Good pressure from Joshy Maraca, who's got the footy.
He's had a good year, Joshy Maraca, hasn't he?
Yeah, averaging 7 clearances a game. That's a lot of clearances, a lot of contested possessions. Thomason not able to mark this footy inside 50 here for Myrtleford. Riccardi and Joel Smith has it now. Clears defence as far as he can out there on the far side. It bounces across the line for a boundary throw in. So 18 minutes have passed here in this final term for KFC. 39 points to the way of the Rovers, who have led at every break in this round 18 contest. They led by 6 points at quarter time, 34 points at half time, 33 points at three-quarter time, and they've just kept that 5 and a bit goal margin all day. Here come Myrtleford once again, but it's been marked by Tom Boyd, who just looks a little bit proppy at the moment.
Get him off the ground.
I'm not sure.
I don't think Panda said that yet.
I'm not sure I did. That didn't come out of my mouth, Winky. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Lockie O'Brien goes to a 1v2, looking for Charlie Thompson. Will Christie now has it. His hand passed, though, doesn't find his teammate. So we're all searching for the final siren here.
Yeah, I think you can actually tell that the players are in a similar position to us now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think everyone's just...
What do you got for us, David?
On a bright note, Bright's winning over Moying in the WAW.
Stick to the dad jokes.
Wow.
Luke Francis, please.
49-32 at North Wangaratta.
Lookies are actually not too bad half the time.
That was poor.
Terrible
Yeah,
win.
that was shit, wasn't it?
Here come Myrtleford out of the stoppage. Inside 50 here. Paul. Or did he get met high? I think he did. Umpire didn't see it, though. Thomason. Inside 50, looking for Maraca. Spills here to Banks. Careful little kicks, a beauty. Really clever kick. Finding Riley Sharp on a lead. He can go back for his second.
Yeah, it's been just too few opportunities for the big man, and we know that he's such a reliable shot on goal. He's just had limited chances today, and that's part Myrtleford's ball use, but also I think Jace McQuaid's just had a brilliant game today and just limited his chances.
I'll tell you what, there's a barbecue. It smells unbelievable in the vicinity here. Riley Sharp goes back and nails the drop punt. Saints have their 8th. 54 playing 87. Margin back to 33 points. And Riley Sharp's got 2. Can you smell that barbecue?
Yeah, it smells unreal.
That is sensational.
You smell that, Wink?
Yeah, I can smell it, man.
Winky could not give us stuff about the rest of the day. I'm telling you right now.
Got some no-dos?
No, I've kind of stopped taking the numbers too, to be fair.
No, you haven't. He has. Look at him. He stopped taking the numbers. You get paid to do stats and you've now stopped.
Hey, I'm looking up stats. Kiwi Sandy Creek 50 lead, Yakanita 24.
So that was a real good one out there today, wasn't it? Just like this game here today. Banks has it now for Myrtleford. Straight down the corridor. Maraca resting forward, so showing a couple little tricks here, Myrtleford. Left foot snap to the goal square. Riley Sharp. Not able to impact. Does keep the ball in, though, cleverly here.
In the back?
Yeah. There's a free kick in the back here. Going to go the way of Cooper Thomason. Mitch Hardy cannot believe it.
Never can the Rovers' assistants.
Sorry, it's Jai Dalzotto. Cannot believe the free kick. So Cooper Thomason is going to run around here and try and snap through this major, and Myrtleford's 9th goal. He's hit the belly of the footy, and it's going to land across the face. Just sneaks in for a minor score, one behind to Cooper Thomason. 87 playing 55 here on the Border Switchboard scoreboard. We've gone 22 minutes for Club Moala here in the 4th quarter. And next week will be the same 2 teams again. So the Rovers will meet Myrtleford in the qualifying final, the winner to take on the Wang Magpies.
Do we know where that'll be, Panda?
I have a funny feeling next week's game will be at the Norman's Oval, so I'll try and keep it in Wangaratta, considering the Rovers will essentially be the home side, and it sort of makes sense for Wang and Myrtleford probably to play in Wang. And I have no idea where the elimination final. I think it's down between Bunton Park and Birralee Park for Wodonga up against the Yarrawonga Pigeons. So those three venues, I assume, will be the pace setters for the first week of the finals. We'll have that confirmed by 4:30, I reckon, from the Ovens and Murray, and where those finals will be. As Benny Tallarico gathers his thoughts for the Rebel Training Player of the Day.
This headset is driving me a little bit mad, but I'll survive. I think for me I think I've made my decision. I think I know who I'm going to give it to, and I think it'll be his first time receiving the award. So hopefully he'll give us a little bit on the interview.
Does he have a personality, Ben?
He does. He's got a very dry sense of humour, but he's pretty witty. I won't reveal my choice until we get down to the ground.
Nick Monagle. Siren sounds finally. And the Wang Rovers run away 32-point winners in a pretty dour contest in the end. 12-15-87 over Myrtleford 8-7-55. And these two sides will meet again in a much more important contest next week in a massive qualifying final in a strange feeling, really, where the Rovers will take on the Saints as the Magpies have claimed the minor premiership over the Wodonga Bulldogs with a big win there at the Norman's Oval as Benny Tallarico heads down to the boundary. And we'll interview our Rebel Training Player of the Day. I want Winky to put that headset back on because I'm the one doing all the talk at the moment. We need Winky just to play his role here.
Can you tell me what you need, Blake?
I just want you to spit some numbers in that fourth quarter if you can for 40 winks, Winky.
Well, if you give me a minute to add them all up and get it all finalised, I'll give them to you.
So Benny Tallarico heading downstairs to interview our Rebel Training Player of the Day. Sam Murray and Jake Sharp just having a chat out on the ground as we speak, saying, hey, we're going to play each other next week. How weird's that?
Do you reckon that's what they're saying?
Probably, something along those lines. Maybe talking about something to do with the game today. I'll tell you what, big crowd here today, though. Really good crowd. And let's hope that a lot of rain coming Monday, Tuesday this week. So let's hope it clears up for next weekend and we get some big crowds at the finals. Because the home and away season now done and dusted. I'll just turn Benny Tallarico's microphone on. Have you got us down there, Benny?
Yeah, I got you.
All right.
You got me?
Yeah, I got you, mate. You go out there and find our Rebel Training Player of the Day, who I think will be Noah Schulte. What are his numbers, Winky?
Kicked 4 and had 17. Pretty good game from Noah.
I've thrown you right under the bus because I know you never took his number, but he did kick 4 goals. Here he is, Benny Tallarico going to get Noah Schulte. Oh, have a listen to this.
Well done.
Benny, Tall, down with you.
Right, yeah, down here with Noah Schulte, obviously, mate. Ripper game, you'd be wrapped with that. Four on the bounce. So going into finals, you're going to play these boys again. You guys would take a lot of confidence going into next week, sorry.
Yeah, we've seen the score. We've seen the score and they were up, so we know who we were playing. We played a good brand today, and if we can do that, we'll play them next.
And obviously, mate, you'd be pretty happy with the role and the trust that the coaches have put into you. You've been able to show your natural game and your strengths. So, did you have goals to go and play high-level football in the future, mate?
Yeah, absolutely. Playing alongside Lobber and Jai Zotto and some when Rooster, and then when Harry McMonagle's there, it's awesome. Just especially picking Lockie O'Brien's brain. It's good.
Yeah, you're a Blues man, aren't you?
Absolutely.
No, very good. Good luck, mate. Well done.
Our Rebel Training Player of the Day is Noah Schulte, and of course we'll grab a photo and put this all over the socials. 4 goals. He was really good today, Winky, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. And I think Benny said it during the call that, we talk about how good this Rovers top end is, but they've got some really good kids underneath, like Noah Schulte, like Charles Ledger, like Joel Smith, Harry McMonagle, and they've got a really strong reserve side that's got a couple of young guns in it too. So they're doing things really well, and good to see a young bloke like that pop up and kick a couple of snags, but was really impactful as well in the defensive end.
He certainly was. Benny Tallarico will head into the Wang Rovers rooms. We'll get their song and then try and catch up with Sam Murray and try and catch up with Craig Funky Miller as well, just pick his brain, the opposition coach for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. It's a strange feeling because straight away, halfway through that second or third quarter, he would have just been thinking about next week. I think Winky in a way, look, how can we make this a little bit more respectable with one eye firmly on the qualifying final next week?
And Panda, we spoke at halftime during our halftime show that do you put all your cards away or do you sort of fight and put a little bit of respect on the scoreboard? And I almost think in a way that that's what Myrtleford did, and maybe Rovers sort of backed off a little bit in that second half and kind of put their cards away. But, it's a strange feeling. You lose a game of footy, you know you've got 7 days till you play this same side again, and for Myrtleford, they've got to come up with a way to turn 40 points around.
Into the rooms of the Wangaratta Rovers right now. We love all the inside jokes inside the rooms, don't we? Yeah. Big win to the Wangaratta Rovers over the Myrtleford Alpine Saints to the tune of 33 points here on O&M Live. Stay with us. Our post-game show is for Batoli's Auto One on the other side of this. It's O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
Saints winning by 33 points, 87-54. Blake Penderecka with you, David Wink, and Benny Tellerico is downstairs with no doubt a very happy coach of the Wangaratta Rovers. Sam Murray, over to you, Benny T.
Yeah, Mars obviously would have been really happy coming to Myrtleford. They got the better of his last time, but being able to put really good